one, fight!
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tournament Fights. This is part of our 2016 series. It's episode 102. This is Best Movies of 2016 Ladder Series Part 2. So the Ladder Series just means that there were 8 movies from years past that will show up in these combined tournaments, and then that it's a 3-part series means that the Sweet 16 from Part 1 will face off against the Sweet 16 in Part 2 on Wednesday, and for a half bracket championship. And I'm your host, Jordan the Movie Hero Anderson. I was just bringing up really quick. I have the Elite 8, which from last tournament that might show up here. I was just going to read them off really quick. So movies you might have seen last night or tonight. We have Wind River, Molly's Game, Mission Impossible Fallout, Happy Death Day, Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, Creed 2, Kong Skull Island, and Logan. So, just watch for those, and we'll see how they stack up against these movies. So we'll go ahead and we'll introduce our panel for tonight. We'll start with my co-host, Austin Pez Howell. How's it going?
Hello, I'm back. Yes, sometimes I got to take a night off when I have like 10 shows in a row on these goofy weeks where just everybody wants to. Well, it's one of those things where just everybody's trying to cram in now that we're all doing best of 2022 type stuff, all week. Everybody wants to do all their shows, and gets a little crazy around this time. But I'm back tonight, so let's talk some 2016.
Well, you don't want to overdo it. You need some sleep, so
At least I just a smidge, just a little bit.
And I had to wear my Bad Friend shirt because Andrew Santino's special just dropped on Netflix today, and I watched it, and it is great. I would highly recommend that. So if you have some time, but I'll also bring in Malcolm Lay. How's it going, Malcolm?
It's going good. Just can't wait to be here, and last night's pack was brutal with the matchups, and I think this one might be too.
It was a pretty good year for movies, overall. So there's a lot of bangers.
Yeah. And we've been making sure to kind of whittle out some of the ones that maybe aren't really gonna go very far in favor of some ones that might.
Underworld Blood Wars. They will not.
It's like Underworld : Who gives a shit? All right, let's move on. Well, it could be, you could have bad movies in here, but if they were like big cultural bad movies or something, or made an impact, or maybe they were a hit, or I don't know, for some reason, or they just were infamous, you can do that. But when it's the 75th Underworld movie, it's like whatever, who cares?
Yeah, right.
It's not gonna make it anyways.
No, it is not. Yeah. So, but also joining us, we have Richie Goodacre. How's it going?
Looking forward to it. It's a stacked year. I'm disappointed. Underworld Blood Wars there. I was going to champion that, but now I can't. I guess I'll have to go for Mastermind.
Yeah, right. Which might show up. I don't know. I
think it didn't show up last week.
My God.
Which I have met the director of that movie. I'll say that. But we also have Steven Shepard in the house. How's it going, Steven?
Hey, there's a movie that I actually enjoyed a lot that's not, didn't make the cut for this tournament.
Oh, what was that?
I really enjoyed Criminal with Kevin Costner.
Oh, and Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah.
That movie.
Gary Oldman, I think, is in it.
I totally forgot about that.
Tommy Lee Jones
it was even a thing.
I thought it was a cool movie. I liked it a lot, but I guess not good enough to make this.
Yeah, and then
I mean, it was actually probably the case no one else kind of suggested it when I was getting suggestions from people.
Was very little. It bombed. So.
Yeah. Also, shout out to my friend April. She's always been a loyal, just tuning in almost every night. So hey, April,
No,
appreciate
hey,
it.
anytime you can work in a Street Fighter, remix, it's always good.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, always a good time. Yeah, but yeah. Well, Austin, if you want to break it down how it's going to work, and then we'll get started.
Well, yeah, it's part two of our 3-part these yearly series that we're doing. So this will be the other 64 movies from 2016. So everything that made the Sweet 16 last night will advance to tomorrow night's half bracket championship, and the same with tonight. Whatever makes the Sweet 16 tonight, we'll join that 16, and we'll see what battles it out. And then after that, sometimes these part 1s and 2s of these 3-parters can get a little nutty with what actually wins the tournament. So but that's always fun because we get some crazy movies like we saw in our 100th episode. We can get some kind of crazier movies in there or just some personal favorites or whatever, winning tournaments. So that's always fun. But yeah, we'll see what happens after that, and then we'll move on to tomorrow night's half bracket championship. So
yeah, because once all the movies are locked into the Sweet 16, we already know they're going to make it to the championship, so it's like we can just have fun after that,
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's how you get Chopping Mall in the 100th episode.
Yep.
Death
Exactly.
Yep. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, all kinds of crazy shit.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that has probably had more to do with nostalgia than anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yep, we're up to bracket, and Malcolm will be running it tonight.
Yeah, Malcolm's our bracket master for these yearly series, as he's been very good with doing. So we appreciate that, and he'll run the thing tonight. Let's get going.
All right.
Sing Street versus Allied.
Okay.
All right, so we start at the bottom and work our way up. Yeah, let's go, Steven.
Steven, what are you going to go for?
I gotta look something up. I have not seen either one of these, but they both look really good. I've heard great things about Sing Street and Allied. That was Ed Zwick, right?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Either Zwick or Zemeckis. I can't remember which one did that movie.
Was that Zemeckis? I want to say that was Robert Zemeckis.
That seems like a weak
Okay, maybe it was Zemeckis. I don't.
That was a Robert Zemeckis movie. Yeah, Zemeckis movie that nobody remembers Robert Zemeckis doing, which is probably tentative on the quality that he's been putting out actually the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I like a good espionage spy thriller, and this one looked pretty good. A World War II story, so I'll go with Allied.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I remember Allied coming out, but it just came and went, and I was like, it didn't really. The trailers didn't do anything for me, so I didn't go and watch it. But I don't know. I might. I mean, if it's like a spy thing, I guess it'll be on maybe the spy tournament later on. I might watch it for that, but I'm not I'm not hyped about it. Kind of probably had an air of pretentious to it, but and I'm not a huge musical guy, but Sing Street's had a lot of praise. I haven't seen it, but yeah, I'm probably going to at some point. So I'll go Sing Street.
Yeah, and Malcolm, what do you think?
I haven't seen Allied. Just didn't get around to it. I did actually start watching Sing Street just before this. I got about 50 minutes in before I had to get on the call. But I can say, Richie, it's not a musical. It's more of a musical
movie with music in it.
Yeah. So it's not a full-on musical. You might actually like this. So I'm gonna
That's right. I'll watch it. Yeah.
From what I've seen, it's actually pretty good. So
yeah. Well, Austin.
I actually finally saw Sing Street this past year when me and Jacob did our podcast about movies. Musical movies on there. And so I told him I'd watch it. I watched it, and I wasn't as into it as everybody else. I thought it was fine, but, that's just me. I'm not into, music movies mostly anyways. There was a few good scenes. There's a decent scene where they're making a music video in an alley. That's fun, and a few little things. But I don't know. I watched 30 minutes of Allied on streaming somewhere, and I don't think I ever finished it. So I'll go Sing Street.
Yeah. Well, I also just completely forgot about Allied. There was even a thing. I mean, I remember it, but I just it quickly went off my radar. I mean, a Brad Pitt movie that just didn't really do much. So, and a Robert Zemeckis movie. So, but And yeah, so I've never seen it, but I have seen Sing Street, and I think that it's great. Like I actually really like it because it's not just like one of those musicals. It's just like where they overdo the singing and they're just singing about like all the things that they're doing. You know, they actually just have some regular songs that are actually a lot of fun. So yeah, and it's a soundtrack that I'll go back to from time to time. and listen to,
I will
so-
say I liked listening to the soundtrack on Spotify the week after more than I liked the movie. I'll just say that.
yeah,
Like the actual like the regular dialogue scenes, like the character stuff. But I thought the soundtrack was good, like the songs they do in the movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's about some teenagers just kind of like navigating life in Ireland, kind of just like almost like a coming of age kind of movie. So yeah,
That would be
Yeah,
Sing
Sing Street,
Street
yep.
for the one.
Mhm.
That we've got Free
Fire.
Fire up against the Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. All right. Okay,
Which-
Richie.
which Jungle Book is that? Is that
That's
the
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 Jon Favreau one.
2016.
The
Yeah.
live action.
Okay.
The
Jon
Jungle
Favreau
Book,
film.
what do you
Yeah.
call
It's
it?
not the one. There's another live action one, but yeah,
Yeah, no, it's from
I have-
1994.
yeah.
I
Well, there's
have
that
the-
one, but there's also even another one with.
Oh, you mean
what's his name?
the Andy Circus thing?
Yeah, the Andy Circus one. Yeah. For some reason,
Well, the Andy
was
Serkis
spacing on
one is
his
called
name.
Mowgli's Story or something like that.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just a quick aside, Brad Pitt's going to do a movie with Adam Sandler that came out a couple of days ago. So, I mean, that was announced a couple of days ago. So that should be interesting.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah, as far as this one, I remember Free Fire coming out. I haven't seen it. I think it's an A24 movie, so I'm sure Wolf would vote for it. Just kidding. Yeah, and I like the cast, like Brie Larson. Yeah. So I might get around to it eventually. But yeah, The Jungle Book is probably the best Disney live action I've had so far. I mean, the bar's not high, but it's still it's still a very, very solid film. So easily I'm gonna go Jungle Book.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. That new Adam Sandler, Brad Pitt movie that you say it's going to be a Noah Baumbach movie, so that'll be kind of interesting. I'm kind of
So maybe it'll be another one of.
on it.
Yeah, but maybe it'll be another one of Adam Sandler's like more dramatic roles and not like a goofy,
Yeah.
like silly comedy. So that's all right.
Yeah,
I'm down
Yeah.
for it.
yeah. But Malcolm, what do you think here?
Yeah, just a quick tangent. The Andy Serkis one was called Mowgli Legend of the Jungle. That came in 2018 anyway.
Okay. 2018.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think there was a time when they both came out the same year, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen Free Fire. It's Free Fire is good. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the Jungle Book. It is one of the better Disney live action and animated ones. And yeah,
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I'm the same. I saw Free Fire once. And it was okay. Decent little streaming movie, but Jungle Book, yeah, it was like that, and I didn't hate the Beauty and the Beast movie either. So like it kind of started out on a good note, and then like it was just later when they started cranking out some like boring kind of stinkers that I'm just I'm not as hot on them anymore. But I thought they started off really good. Jon Favreau did a good job, so I'll go Jungle Book as well.
Yeah, and I have not seen Free Fire. I mean, the cast looks pretty good with Cillian Murphy and Brie Larson and Charlotte Copley, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Jungle Book, and I think that it was cast really well. Like I think that Idris Elba was as perfect to play Shere Khan. Bill Murray worked really good as Baloo, and then Christopher Walken as King Louie. Like I even I dug him singing the like I Want to Be Like You song. Like actually working, and also having Ben Kingsley as Bagheera too. So like it worked pretty well for me. They cast it really well. It was done really well. I think it was one of the first movies to be on like one of those kind of soundstage sets or whatever they did, whatever they call the new technology. Now they're doing like all kinds of movies with that now. So yeah, I'll vote for the Jungle Book.
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. I'm lukewarm on the Jungle Book, but it's fine. So I haven't seen Free Fire, so I'll go with the Jungle Book.
Yeah. It's a clean sweep for the Jungle Book.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
You got Florence Foster Jenkins up against The Conjuring 2.
Oh my god.
The match tailored for Austin.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Don't make me vote for Florence Foster Jenkins.
Yeah. Well-
You did this on purpose, Malcolm.
Yeah. Well, it'll be Malcolm first. So what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like, I've never understood the hate of Florence Foster Jenkins. I actually do enjoy the movie to an extent. But I think it's in The Conjuring 2. I really don't remember it if I have, but I'm going to go Florence Foster Jenkins.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what are you going to go for?
Oh my god. Horror movies should not be 2.5 hours. I've said this over and over and over again. Conjuring 2 is too fucking long. There's too much stuff crammed into that movie. There's like 85 plots going on. I think that movie's just overstuffed. This Conjuring universe is killing me. I can't believe they're still making movies in this damn thing. There's a couple of decent scenes. I would have rather them done a Crooked Man spinoff than a Nun spinoff. I don't know why would they went with that.
Or get another Nun movie for whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Florence Foster Jenkins, why not? I haven't seen it. I don't want to watch Conjuring again. Sorry. I know you guys are going to vote for it. That's fine. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think The Conjuring 2 is great. Like I like everything that they did with it. Like I had a fun time, and yeah, I like it better than the first Conjuring. And it's got some really creepy moments. That like everything that it has in there works for this movie, but then spin-off wise, maybe not so much. But for this movie, I thought that it worked pretty well, and even had a sweet moment at the end where they're like, or effectively wasn't singing "I Can't Help Falling in Love with You." So yeah, and I kind of like the way that it was shot too. It even had like a few almost kind of, I wouldn't call them action scenes, but like kind of like thriller-esque vibes to it. So yeah, all of The Conjuring 2 and Florence Foster Jenkins is a movie I'm never gonna see. Like, no, thank you, not my type of movie. So yeah, Steven?
I love Meryl Streep, but I think Florence Foster Jenkins is the worst performance she has ever given in a
And
movie.
she still got like, didn't she still get like Golden Globe?
Nominated. She won.
Yeah,
she was
Just
nominated.
because Meryl Streep doesn't mean.
I think that they don't even watch it. They just like see that she was in a movie and they just give her a nomination. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love Meryl Streep as much as anyone, but there have been a few times where she should not have been nominated, like August, Osage County, and Into the Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Florence Foster Jenkins was terrible, and it's probably be my pick for the second worst movie of 2016. I mean,
Oh, sweet! I want to see it more now. Damn, I want to watch this. I want to see a bad Meryl Streep movie. That sounds fun.
just
Watch a train
tonally,
wreck.
just and Hugh Grant, his character is supposed to come off as loving and likable, but
Not so much.
yeah, I love The Conjuring 2. So I'll go with The Conjuring 2. My pick for worst movie of the year, I don't see it on the list here, so I don't remember if it was even on yesterday or not.
What is it?
Well, we might have excluded because again we're trying to exclude some like really bad movies off this one, just stick to good like the best stuff or whatever.
The Brothers Grimsby with Mark Strong.
Oh, the
and
Sacha Baron Cohen movie.
I think that was.
I don't think it made it.
Grimsby. Yeah. I remember what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's,
So you're talking about the Brothers Grimm, I'm like, that's 2005.
that's the worst movie of 2016. Florence Foster Jenkins would be my second pick for that.
Yeah. Well, Richie, what do you think?
I believe she was even nominated for Ricky in the Flash, a movie that no one fucking saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it only because I worked at a movie theater and it was free, and like it's not good.
Richie, if you put a gun to my head and asked me what that movie was called, I probably would never be able to tell you. Ricky in the Flash.
Yeah.
But yeah. I only know because it's got that guy that sings Jesse's Feel in it. But anyway, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I remember like beyond the podcast, me and my friend Robert also spin a wheel just for normal movies to give each other to watch. Recently, he spun Conjuring 2, and he went to look, and it wasn't actually on the streaming site that we go to. So, and he goes, "Oh, the Nun's here. Can we, should I watch that?" I'm like, you know what? Let's pick something else. you don't want to watch that. And I remember actually watching. I think one of the first one of the old videos I saw on his channel was you reviewing Jordan reviewing the poster of this movie.
Yeah. That was like one of my ones before I started doing like anything with any of you guys. I was like in my old days. Like that's when I did it like about 4 or 5 years ago, and then I took a 1.5 or 2 year break and came back. Yeah,
fair enough. But yeah, Florence Foster Jenkins is probably not a movie I'm going to watch anytime soon. And The Conjuring does have a thing where it's like, it is too long. I prefer 90-minute stuff as well. Or if a movie, I don't know. I feel like it has to earn its runtime, and I feel like horror and comedies shouldn't be 2.5 hours long.
I'm not saying movies can't be longer than that, but most horror movies and most comedies should be under 2 hours, 100%. Most of them. I'm just saying that.
So not passionately, but I'll go Conjuring 2.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm
first.
You went first, right? Okay, so it'll be Conjuring 2. See what else we got.
That creature never go back. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
Just funny, that poster almost looks like a Mission Impossible type of poster.
Yeah, it's also a New Zealand poster. I'll you can't. Anyway.
Like the weird ratings, R13 or R16 or whatever that was.
Yeah, they got weird ones.
This is interesting because those Jack Reacher movies, they're not horrible movies, but Tom Cruise is so miscast like in those movies because the actual Jack Reacher, if you want to see a guy like who's actually cast as to what he kind of looks like based on the book, the new series with Alan Richardson where he's like 6'5" and he's a fucking tank and he's he's Jack. Like that's what that character is. He's not 5'7" Tom Cruise. I like Tom Cruise, but that because of the miscasting, it's hard to watch those movies and take them terribly seriously. I'll stick with Welcome to the Jungle to move on to the next series. Yeah.
Like I kind of agree. Like I've had an opportunity to read the Jack Reacher books. My dad has them all, and he said, anytime you want to read them, I just like reading and me like kind of have a hit and miss relationship. There sometimes where I'm really into it, and other times my ADD I can't focus on the books for too long. So, but like he just kind of seems out of place. Kind of, he's a great actor, but Tom Cruise, but it's a little miscast. So, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle was one of the biggest surprises. I wasn't expecting much from it, and it really surprised me. And like y'all know my thoughts on Karen Gillan, so I'll watch it all day for her. So about Jumanji. All right, I'm Steven.
I love the Jack Reacher movies, even the second one, which isn't as good. This one is directed by, funny enough, Ed Zwick.
Okay. Yeah.
Does anybody want to play the filmography game with him real quick? It's a very strange mix of movies.
Yeah.
It's a very strange mix of he's got some older stuff from like the 70s you guys haven't heard of, so I'll skip that. But like his first big movie is Glory from '89. It's a good movie. So he makes Glory. He makes Legends of the Fall with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, that's good.
Courage Under Fire, which is a good movie. Good. The Siege. So he works with Denzel a lot in the 90s, essentially.
Yeah. Siege is all right.
Yeah, and then he does The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. So that's where they first worked together. Blood Diamond, good little movie. Good. Defiance with Daniel Craig.
Wow.
That's all right.
Love and Other Drugs, which is a mixed bag. Pawn Sacrifice, the Tobey Maguire movie.
Yeah.
He does Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, and then Trial by Fire. So
Not a bad.
it's
Yeah,
not a bad
filmography,
filmography.
yeah.
It's just a weird
It's
filmography.
just very weird. It's just like he
Yeah.
doesn't go for a certain type of movie.
Well,
He
again,
just goes-
there's not a certain type. It's like historical
Yeah.
war movies. There's like weird
Mhm.
crime movies. There's like biopics. It's like very strange. Like it's
and,
all over the place.
and other people don't know his style. So the people,
Yeah.
you know, when they're looking for a director, they're just like, oh, get Edward Swick.
Evan Zwick,
Well,
yeah.
Well, maybe he just wants to branch out and do lots of different things with his career.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So. But Steven,
Sorry,
like,
Steven.
yeah.
vote?
I like. Did you not voting?
Steven, did Steven vote yet?
No, I don't think he actually voted.
Yeah. Just a second.
Yeah. Also, besides Chris, I liked. I don't remember the actress's name and from How I Met Your Mother and the MCU.
Kobe Smulders.
Kobe Smulders.
Kobe Smulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Since I think I know where this is gonna go, I'm gonna go and give it for Jack Reacher Never Go Back.
Sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote for Reacher, the Amazon series, because it's the best Jack Reacher.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
that,
I
yeah.
love both of them. The movies. And the show.
Yeah.
My old uni tutor gave me some of the Jack Reacher books, the Lee Child Jack Reacher books. And if you read the description, it doesn't fit Tom Cruise. I don't know if the casting agent read the book at all either. Just like, Tom Cruise is still a really bankable star at the time. I think he still is really. So they're like, just get him and put his name on the poster. But So and it's not terrible. It's just not as good as the first one. And Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle is a lot of fun. Probably better than it had any right to be. Jack Black's born to kind of channel a teenage girl.
Yeah.
He's just almost disturbingly good at playing that. So I'll go Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm.
Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle took the franchise to the next level.
Get what I said. See what you did there.
Yeah.
I really like it. I enjoy the Jack Reacher movies enough, but I still like the Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle a lot more. So I'm going to go Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hang in there.
Well, it'll be Jumanji.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So we've got the
Council.
accountant.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Mm.
All right.
Well, guess it's me first.
Yeah, you first.
So actually, I watched 2 movies today to prep for, but actually yesterday I watched The Accountant for the first time, and that movie was great. Like I think that Ben Affleck's given a really killer performance, is like playing an autistic guy, but then like you find out all these different things about him as the movie progresses, and then it's pretty interesting. Yeah, and like he's hard to be an accountant, but also he's like hard to kill people too. So but then Kong Skull Island's great too. I mean, you talk about another movie that's a stacked cast that just goes on, and probably my stand up for me is John C. Reilly, but I mean Tom Hiddleston's great, Samuel Jackson, Brie Larson. So and I always say about Kong Skull Island that it even gives me vibes of like Apocalypse Now, just the way that it's shot and stuff. So I think that's pretty cool. So I think even though I really like The Accountant, I think I got to give it to Kong Skull Island. That movie is awesome. So yeah. Steven?
I enjoyed Kong Skull Island a lot. But I think I'm gonna go with The Accountant. I will say this about The Accountant. The twist involving John Bernthal's character, I think anyone can see that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
But it's still a really good movie, so I'll go with The Accountant.
Yeah. Richie.
I love Kong Skull Island. Yeah, it was a big surprise. I am probably due for a rewatch at some point. The Accountant's really good too. Yeah, I like a lot of the performances here. I think there's supposed to have a sequel. I think that there's going to be one.
Supposedly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Gavin O'Connor as a director. So yeah, just because it doesn't come up here as much as I think it should, I'm going to go The Accountant.
Yeah, and I just saw Angela Bassett won the Golden Globe for Black Panther. That's cool. It just popped up on my screen. But anyways, Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've said before I'm not a big fan of Kong Skull Island. I'll probably give it a rewatch to see if my opinions change on it. It just, for whatever reason, it just didn't work that way. And The Accountant is a lot of fun. And just looking at the names that is in it, J.K. Simmons was very busy in 2016 because he was in La La Land. I think he was in at least one other movie that came out in this year. I can't remember if it was, but yeah, I'm going to go for The Accountant on this.
Oh yeah, wasn't he in Batman v Superman? Was he, or was he just in Justice League?
He was just in Justice League. He wasn't in BVS.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll look up and see. Well, I guess it's the end of the line for Kong Skull Island because The Accountant's moving through. But I like The Accountant. It's a good movie.
Yeah. The Accountant moves on.
I'm trying to see what that other movie was. Malcolm, I'm looking up his filmography right now. He was in.
There you go.
He was also in Malcolm. He was also in Patriots Day, the Mark Wahlberg movie.
That's right. I remember us talking about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be Steven first on this.
Oh my god! What a match!
Yeah. Right. Ugh.
I mean, I love the first Now You See Me. Now You See Me 2, I don't think it's bad, but it's not great. I haven't seen The Lobster. I don't really have a dog in this particular race. The Lobster, you know what? The Lobster, I know some of you guys don't love this movie, but it sounds like a really unique and interesting movie, so I'll go with The Lobster.
Yeah. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I never envisioned you to be, a fan of Yorgos Lanthimos' movies, Jordan. So
Yeah. No.
Lobster or Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Can take a hike in my book. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and Now You See Me 2. It's the only time where I questioned. Maybe not the only time. That's only been twice, maybe. But every time, only times I've questioned Daniel Radcliffe's choices. Because he kind of starts saying in interviews, I don't want to be typecast as I don't want to be like just be known as this wizard or to typecast a wizard. I'm like, then this movie about magic comes on and you say, yeah, I'll do it. But it is cool to see him as a villain. I'll say it is cool to see him as a kind of villain, and he probably gives the better performance. Just like even the first movie wasn't wonderful, so I don't even know how this got a sequel. But I guess it made enough money.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, I understand. Like Lobster's going to divide people. I find it. I don't know. I find his movies. I don't know. It's hard to know. I don't know if I would say I love them, but like they're unique enough to where I can be engrossed in them, I guess. So I'll go The Lobster.
Yeah, sure. Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah, if I was forced to pick an animal to turn into if I don't find a mate within however long, I don't think I'd ever pick a lobster.
Yeah,
but I actually watched Now You See Me 2 for the first time last year when we did Daniel Radcliffe movies. I actually really enjoyed the sequel, and I think I enjoyed the first one enough too. But that being said, I actually am a big fan of The Lobster too. Like, it's one of the when it comes to A24 movies, and especially when also with Yorgos Lanthimos, it's hard to explain, but I kind of like the weird psychological kind of stories like that, so I'm gonna go to Lobster.
Yeah, sure. Austin.
I haven't seen Now You See Me 2 because I saw Now You See Me 1. And
Yeah.
just
Like,
never have the
oof.
interest in it. Didn't care, but I have seen The Lobster, so Now You See Me Too gets my vote.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I just so everyone watching knows, I watched The Lobster before this for the first time, and I basically hated it. I mean, there's like little bits and pieces that are almost intriguing to me, but then there's just weird stuff of I don't even know what they're even trying to do. That they're these random people at like some kind of hotel where they have to find love, or else they're gonna turn into an animal of their choosing, and Colin Farrell chooses the lobster, and there's just weird stuff with some sexual things too. Like the maids come in and grind on his crotch, but they can't masturbate. It's just I don't even get it. And then he tries to escape, and there's certain rules they have to follow, or else there's like harsh punishments. It's kind of disturbing seeing John C. Reilly's hand in the toaster, so yeah, and then Rachel Weisz is supposed to be in it. She's only in it for the second half. She's not in it for the first half, and it's just weird. Not for me. So Yorgos Lanthimos, I won't be seeing The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I'll avoid that one. I'll avoid The Favorite, like some of those other movies. No, they're not for me. So
The Favorite's a bit more grounded, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. But I mean, Nice to Me Too. There's some fun to be had. The cast is at least fun. I mean, they look like they're having a fun time, and even seeing Daniel Radcliffe in there, and it's like a really stacked cast too. So I mean, I won't run it down. You can look it up for yourself. But yeah. So I'll vote for Now You See Me Too.
But The Lobster wins.
Yeah.
3-2. But it
Still?
doesn't. But,
Okay.
but Jordan, it'll get his ass kicked by the accountant in
Yeah.
the next round. I wouldn't worry
Yeah.
about it. Real quick, John M. Chu filmography, fucking weird. So, and he starts with Step Up to the Streets. Then he does Step Up 3D. So he's like dance movie guy.
Weird.
And he does the 2 Justin Bieber documentaries, which are in the IMDb bottom 100. The Never Say Never and the Believe.
You have to try. You have to really try to have a documentary being
A documentary in there, but they're in there.
Let us sit through I think the first Justin Bieber one at my sister's birthday party, because she's my youngest sister. So
Well, and then somebody went, "Hey, that Step Up guy should do GI Joe Retaliation."
No.
Because that's weird.
That's not.
And then he does Gem and the Holograms, which is a
Man, he
horror
has
movie.
some stinkers on there. Which
Yeah.
I think Jim Holograms will come up on here.
Well, and then he has Now You See Me Too. So he has a pretty stinky filmography, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Crazy Rich Asians, which gets all these awards and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he does In the Heights, which everybody loves too. So it's like very strange. He's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
out of nowhere.
I can't
better
remember if we ended up leaving it on or that, but Gem and the Crimes might turn up in 2015.
Oh my
We
god.
might have taken
Yeah.
it. We might have taken it off. I can't.
No,
remember.
I mean, we went through it. I don't think we took Jim Holograms off.
No.
Ooh,
We
boy.
took off some other horrible movie. I can't remember what it was, but
Oh, yeah, we needed to vote for this one.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
I would have
It's the
voted for
worst- the
Jason
worst
Bourne
one.
personally.
Jason Bourne's disappointing. It's a disappointing movie. That movie's like so forgettable.
And
Yeah,
But
sorry.
obviously,
Sorry, Steven.
obviously I would be I would have been beaten. But yes, I would have gone with Jason Bourne myself.
one of the best comic book movies ever made. Yeah.
The Bourne Stuntacular at Universal is better than the Jason Bourne movie.
Yeah. And it's just no-name people in it. Yeah.
Keeping up the
We need to do this one as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Ugh.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
I mean,
not either.
I never saw Keeping Up with the Joneses, but it looked kind of funny.
No, it's not good. It sucks.
Yeah, it's bad.
You got Gal Gadot and
You don't
John
get play
Hamm.
contrarian for the sake of it, Stephen. Let's move on.
Steven, come
I'm
on.
not being a contrarian because I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Oh,
You're saying
okay.
it looks.
Um,
I think it
I
looks
just
We-
realised what we've got in the next round for that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Well-
yeah, we do. That's interesting.
Well, on Keeping Up with the Joneses, you get to see Gal Gadot and Isla Fisher both in their underwear, but that's the only positive of that movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, we've got Don't Breathe versus X-Men Apocalypse.
Mm.
All
It's
right.
probably easy too, but we'll go through it.
Yeah.
Well, this one there's at least it's significant. So yeah, we'll go through it. Yeah, Richie, you're first.
All right, yeah, X-Men Apocalypse was a big letdown, a bit disappointing. It's coming off, beloved movie of Days of Future Past. and First Class was really good too. And yeah, it just kind of hit the bed. There's a lot of misused characters. Yeah, yeah, wasn't a huge fan. But Don't Breathe, I actually watched not too long ago, and it's a really good film. Again, a lot of the characters that die kind of deserve it. I don't know. I mean, they're not that likable, except for the chick on the cover. And yeah, Stephen Lang's really good. It's weird, like we're watching Stephen Lang and like something like Avatar 2, and then realize that's the same dude that's in February. And it does a really good job at building suspense, and yeah, it's a great watch. And if you watch it, just watch this one. Don't watch the sequel.
Stay far away from Don't Breathe too.
Yeah, dude. Don't they try to make him like almost like a hero?
They try to make him the hero, and if you see this movie, he's not.
He's not a hero.
No, he's a fucking dude.
He literally kept a chick chained up for ages to give him so that they could give him a baby, and then actually he was trying to do the same to the main character. It's like, yeah, that's not a hero. There's no redemption storyline for that.
No.
It reminds me of the Sicario sequel where they try to make Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin into more favorable, more likable than they were in the first one.
Yeah, that was because they couldn't get Emily Blunt back, probably.
Yeah. That movie had a problem because you just don't have. You need Emily Blunt, somebody to be like, no, what you're doing is fucked up and wrong, and you don't have that in the sequel. So it's just like everything that they do is just like dirty and fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go Don't Breathe.
Okay.
Yeah. Nemo.
I'm surprised they didn't go called Don't Breathe 2. Don't Breathe 2. Stop breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look, I actually didn't hate X-Men Apocalypse. Yes, against Days of Future Past, it wasn't good. But I didn't find it as disappointing as other people did. But maybe it's because I went into it with low expectations based on the reviews. I actually wasn't a fan of Don't Breathe, though. I didn't.
Oh my God.
I'm going to go X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh. Got some hot takes tonight. Yeah. Austin.
I will say this. I don't hate X-Men Apocalypse either. I'm not saying it's great. But I will say the Quicksilver scene where he clears out the mansion and saves everybody is awesome. It's really good. Like that's scene, awesome. I've watched that scene so many times, like on YouTube. Like that scene rules. But even that, like, Don't Breathe, a really good movie, and stay far away from the sequel. But and it gets fucking bonkers at the end of it. So, and the turns that it takes. So, I'll go for Don't Breathe. But I don't overly hate Apocalypse. Like Dark Phoenix is worse, but
Yeah. Well, Don't Breathe was a movie I should have watched instead of watching The Lobster.
Should have listened to me and either watched that or Hush instead of The Lobster, Jordan.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I thought that Colin Farrell could save it, and I'm like, nope. So and X-Men Apocalypse, just a big mess. Like it's just all over the place. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. It's just kind of just random scenes, kind of just slop together. It's like a pretty sloppy movie to me. And like I don't know everything surrounding the Bryan Singer stuff for sure, but like he did some pretty despicable things. So I'm kind of like not excited to vote for anything he's done. And I Don't Breathe. It looks really good. Like it looks like a movie that would be up my alley. So yeah, I'll eventually get around to watching it for sure. So I'll vote for Don't Breathe. And Steven?
I like both of these movies. I think X-Men Apocalypse is underrated. I'm going to go with X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah.
All right. But
Well, we Don't Breathe.
3-2. Yeah. All right.
Next up, we've got Kung Fu Panda 3 up against...
It's a great poster.
Office Christmas Party.
Well, it's Malcolm first, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kung Fu, I think Office Christmas Party is decent. It's probably not one of the better Christmas comedies out there, but it's still watchable. Kung Fu Panda 3, I think, gets very underrated at times, and I think it's just one not being talk about it as much. It's enjoyable. So I'm gonna go Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, Office Christmas Party was okay, but it's like, one of those movies that if you're just marathoning Christmas movies, it's about the only time you'd ever watch it, really. And it was all right, for what it was, a decent time. But yeah, I like the Kung Fu Panda movies a lot. They're probably some of my favorite animated things. I think Jack Black's great, and there's legitimately good like fight scenes in all of them, and they're pretty fun. So I'll go Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah. Well, I actually rewatched Office Christmas Party this Christmas because it's been a little while, and yeah, it's actually a pretty decent. Like I think like having Jason Bateman in there pretty much carries it, but I mean, T.J. Miller's doing his best, and like he kind of has more of like a starring role in it, but yeah, I got to give it to Kung Fu Panda 3. Those movies are good. I'm not as high as some people on them, but I think that they're really solid. They're probably like the second or third best thing that DreamWorks has going for them. So yeah, I'll vote Kung Fu Panda 3. So, and Steven?
Although apparently now Puss in Boots is one of their better things too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that movie's great. That like if you haven't seen Puss in Boots, oh man, that blew me away. But Steven?
I'm still gonna wait for streaming on that one. I'm not going to the theater to watch
I
it.
think
Sorry.
I think it is available to stream now. Actually.
Well, to rent,
You just don't want to be
free.
You don't want to be in the theater with kids, and then we go, "Why is that man by himself?"
I have a story about that from watching Missing last night. Hang on, something similar. So I go to sit down, and I just bought one of like the single tickets because like the thing was almost sold out. So I bought like a single ticket. I go to sit down. There's like a group of guys next to me. And we're talking. And there's like a lady with like her granddaughter or something and like a dog. Like I don't know if it was a service dog or what, but the dog was there. So yeah. I'm sitting next to a dog the whole time, but it's like a German Shepherd. But he's calling me, just sleeps the whole movie, so it's fine. But the first thing the girl does is, she's running around like doing her thing. It's fine. She's like 4 years old, and she goes, and I'm like on my phone, like just look at some show. She goes, take a picture of me, and I go, yeah, a grown man taking a picture of a girl with his own phone would not look good for me, sweetie.
Yeah,
like that's not good. So I'm not going to do that.
No.
I'm going to politely decline your request to take a picture of you.
Yeah, these kids, they don't know any better sometimes. Yeah. Well. Steven, what are you gonna go for?
This is the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? The third one.
The second one is JCVD.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Okay, I like him too.
Yeah.
Because I think I've only seen the first one. If I've seen the sequels, I don't remember them at all. But I haven't seen Office Christmas Party either. So I'll go with Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yeah. Sounds good. Richie.
Yeah, Office Christmas Party is all right. It's sort of just there. It's pretty inoffensive. You can have a decent time with it. But yeah, it's a movie that unfortunately just because it's not like wonderful but not shit, it's a movie that like you'll forget about. Kung Fu Panda 3 is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of charm to it. And I think they're making the fourth one. I'm looking forward to it. So, Kung Fu Panda.
It's much better than Chop Kick Panda.
Or Paws of Fury, which is very similar.
Yeah. Very unnecessary.
Stephen mixing up people who are in movies reminds me of Stephen who's like, is that Selena Gomez or Red Goose?
Oh,
yeah.
Hush versus the Vivitch.
The Vivitch.
The Vivitch, yeah.
That's what I've always called it, yeah. I'm a first. Oh, good. I hate The Witch. Sounds good. I don't like The Witch. I might be in the minority, but I know I'm not alone in that. That movie is like, I remember seeing it in the theater with my ex and I, and like we were both just like, that movie was boring as shit. Like it's shot really well, but like that movie's fucking boring. Like it perks up a little bit at the end with the talking goat, but I was like, I didn't find it scary, and it was one of those movies where every trailer was like the scariest movie ever made. Like this movie is a revelation. It's going to change horror movies, and I was like, great. I was bored. Hush is a much more exciting movie from a much more exciting director, Mike Flanagan, and it's a cool concept with the deaf girl in like her cabin, and this guy like messing with her and her having to kind of even use her, the fact that she's deaf uses it against him in a couple of reasons, little cool creative ways, and it's a much more creative, exciting entertainment movie. So I'm gonna go Hush.
Yeah. So the director of The Witch is like very like I don't know, like I'm not a huge fan. Like I actually surprisingly I kind of like The Northman. So and it's directed by Robert Eggers. So I mean,
Robert Eggers. Yeah, Robert. I like the Lighthouse.
Yeah, The Lighthouse I didn't like. I thought it was
I love
weird.
The Lighthouse.
It's too weird for me. But The Witch was not good. Yeah, like I don't get all the hype for it. I just don't like. I remember that like. I don't think I've ever seen The Witch all the way through, but I worked at a movie theater and like I would go in and out like from time to time to go see bits and pieces of it. And like I'm just like, what is this movie? This is like the most boring ass like thing. And like no, like I have no desire to come back and see this. So and Hush I've never seen, but probably vote for Hush over The Witch anyways. But yeah, like if you want to see a director do some good horror, like go see Ari Aster. I want to bring it up because they just released the trailer for Beau is Afraid, and that looks batshit crazy. Like,
it's great.
Yeah, it looks good though. So yeah, but yeah, I'll vote Hush here though. Steven?
I will go with The Witch.
Yeah. Contrarian Steven.
Yeah. Well, Richie?
Yeah. I haven't actually watched the Witch. I've heard people are really hot, really hard on it, or just kind of sour on it. So I don't know. I'll get around to it eventually. I like Anya Taylor-Joy. So, yeah, Hush was obviously on my one of my picks for this one of movies that haven't been on tournament fights. It's just a really surprising movie, kind of little, a movie that that sort of I watched on Netflix that kind of got buried on there. And yeah, it's just a lot of it's very creative and really good performances, and also by John Gallagher Jr., who is the main villain. You'll see in 10 Cloverfield Lane and Boko Experiment. But yeah, so it's a really good movie. I always champion, so I'll go Hush.
Yeah. Malcolm?
Yeah, speaking of Anya Taylor-Joy, the menu drops on Disney Plus for me and Richie tonight.
That's such a weird
Oh, nice.
But,
Disney Plus.
I'm always fascinated by the overseas Disney Plus. That's always fascinating.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, but the menu's great, so good for you.
Yeah, no, it's basically if it's going to go to Hulu for America, it's probably going to go to Disney Plus for us.
It's just like Hellraiser wasn't on Disney Plus, which is
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not yet. It might drop later. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it depends on if it's done by 20th Century Fox or not as well. So,
Yeah.
Well, I think the menu is on
It's
HBO
HBO.
Max over here. Yeah, which is kind of interesting. Yeah.
yeah, but as I said, like it's 20th Century Fox, so they've probably got a deal with HBO Max or something to allow it.
Probably. Yeah, that's interesting.
But anyway, I actually really enjoyed The Witch. I really like Anya Taylor-Joy in it. I actually watched Hush for this. Hush is fine. Like I didn't get a lot.
Fine.
I mean, I didn't hate it. So I'm going to go vote The Witch here, but Hush is moving on.
Yeah. All right, Hush. Moving on.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what Jordan should have watched instead of The Lobster.
Yeah, but
They wrote in the two strings
For sure.
up against the Huntsman.
Okay.
Winter's War.
Interesting.
Jordan.
That's me first. Yeah. So, Kubo in the two string. That was one that I watched this morning to prep for this, and that movie's great. But I went in with like having really high expectations. I think my expectations were maybe too high because it didn't quite meet my sky-high expectation. But it's still really, really good. Like I love the animation style. Like I've been a pretty big fan of what Weta's been putting out, and yeah, like it's a good story with a fun message or a good message about family and yeah. It's got some really cool action scene, and like mean, knowing that like, one of the characters it is a samurai voiced by Matthew McConaughey, it kind of takes me out slightly, but not too much though. I was waiting for him to say like all right, but he doesn't. But and then Huntsman Winter's War is just fine. Like I actually like that they do kind of just focus on the Huntsman, but it's not anything like that great. I mean, it's fine, but I'll go with Kubo here. So, Steven?
I mean, I would say he was a pretty big, he was as much the main as lead as Snow White was in Snow White and the Huntsman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. The Huntsman Winter's War was enjoyable enough. I certainly don't dislike it, but I mean, Kubo and the Two Strings. That was in my probably like number 5 or number 6 for me of 2016. And
Nice.
yeah, just one of the better animated movies of the last decade for sure. So yeah, I'll go with Kubo and the Two Strings.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
I don't know if there was a plan, but I feel like the studio was backed into a corner when making the Huntsman movie, because it was just like, it was like, probably the original plan was, let's make a sequel to Snow White and Huntsman. Oh wait, Kristen Stewart had an affair with the director. That's not good.
Yeah.
Okay, but we still we'll focus on the Huntsman, but we won't put him in the poster.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm sure he's in other posters. Malcolm just picked this.
But So like, I mean, Snow White and Huntsman was fine. I haven't watched Huntsman Winter's War. I wasn't interested. Kubo is well, interests me way more. I love Leica Studios. I've seen some of Kubo. I haven't watched all of it, but from what I've seen, I like. So I'll go Kubo.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you think?
Like I love Kubo. I think it's a really good animated movie. I probably should have won animated over Moana, but I don't hate Moana actually winning, because Moana's pretty good as well. But yeah, I don't think I've ever got around to seeing Huntsman, the Winter War. I mean, it may be the better Chris Hemsworth movie he was in 2016, but there's other one being Ghostbusters, and that's not saying much. So I'm gonna go Kubo.
Yeah, I just thought about it. These are 2 Charlize Theron movies. She's in both. So yeah, but Austin, would it?
Yeah, I forgot the Huntsman Winter's War existed. Honestly, I remember seeing Snow White and the Huntsman. I'm pretty sure I never got around to seeing Huntsman Winter's War. But those Leica movies are all right. Yeah, like it's really good animation, and with that stop motion kind of stuff. And I showed off on our podcast the other night with me and Jacob, like they're starting to put out these 4K new 4K steelbooks, and them in 4K in general. And I picked up the Coraline and Paranorman ones, and I'll probably get the Kubo one, comes out in February, because it'll look really good. So I'll vote for Kubo.
You gonna get a Box Trolls one?
Yeah, there's a Box Trolls one too. I might get that one too. Yeah, those movies look amazing in 4K, and like they're not bad. Like some of the better like animated movies, like they're good. I don't mind like stop motion stuff. It's just like some other just like super kiddie shit, like Frozen. I'm not into it.
There's another
For a second, I thought you were going to get the special 4K box set of The Huntsman Winter's War.
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait.
and also I realized that I meant to say Leica and I said Weta, but I meant Leica.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I took it up for a second.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got War Dogs up against Mission Impossible Fallout.
All right,
Stevie.
Fallout. Yeah, I haven't seen War Dogs, so Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Richie.
Yeah, I saw War Dogs, about a year and a bit ago. It's pretty good. Good performances by Miles Teller and Jonah Hill here. It's a crazy story. I don't know how much of it's true, but it's pretty nuts. And just how I guess it's also about how success, goes to someone, and power goes to someone's head. Like, if you see when you see Jonah Hill, and and Anna de Armas is in this movie, and a couple other cast members. But yeah, but Mission Impossible Fallout for one of the best Mission Impossible movies we've had so far. To saying something because they're all very good. Yeah, I'll go Mission Impossible Fallout. War Dog's not bad, but if you want to watch a movie about like arms dealing and Lord of
War is way better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and around the same time too. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
Lord of War came out in 2005.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 20.
Yeah, no, it was.
It
Yeah,
was 2010. Oops.
I'll go Fallout.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah. This is easy for me. I haven't seen War Dogs. I'm gonna go Fallout.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, I will say I think War Dogs is like a little underrated. Like I actually bought I bought a Blu-ray of it at the Dollar Tree for $1. and I was like, all right. I mean, it's not bad for $1. Yeah, it's a decent little movie. Yeah, I don't mind these little stories about guys becoming arms dealers and all they're doing to that. But yeah, it's no Fallout. Fallout's gonna move on and hang in there for sure.
Yeah, well, for me, I'll give War Dog some love because I actually really like it. I when we did our movies that have never been in tournament fights, my final spot was either going to be Lord of War or War Dogs. Like literally between those two, and went with Lord of War because I think that one is a little better. But I mean, I still really like it though. I think it's got some good humor and it's just the Jonah Hill and Miles Teller selling guns to the soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan, like during those wars, and then you also got Bradley Cooper playing the villain.
Right. Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. So I think that it's pretty decent. Like it's one I go back to quite a bit. And Mission Impossible Fallout's like my third or fourth favorite mission in Impossible if I were to rank them. So I'll go with War Dogs. I'll give it some love.
Fallout.
Yeah. It'll be Fallout. Huh.
Hey Jordan, by the way, Titanic 4K 3D is coming out in February. You gonna
I
watch
know.
it in theaters?
Like, look, for some reason that freaking trailer keeps popping up on my YouTube feed. I'm like, get out of here! Like, I don't give a shit about this movie. Get out of here.
But next up, we've got Hunt for the Water People up against Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
All right, so
Richie.
Yeah.
I didn't like Batman Superman when I first saw it in the movie theater. I was like, sort of with the consensus, it's like, didn't do it for me. But I gave it a rewatch, and it went up. So, I don't mind it. It's pretty good. But yeah, Hunt for the Water People, I guess, because I lived in New Zealand for a while. I've got New Zealand heritage, so it's a great kind of showcase of New Zealand humor, and then also just Taika Waititi does a good job at showcasing the sort of the picturesque landscape of New Zealand, and then I think Julian Davidson and Sam Neill have really good chemistry. I think my favorite character in there is Rachel House playing the kind of the one that he's just trying to get the sort of the overprotective like cop or child officer trying to get like Ricky Baker. And she's really funny. But yeah, it's a really fun movie. So I'll go Hunt for the Water People, but I don't mind if Dawn of Justice goes through. Sure.
Yeah. Sounds good. Malcolm, what do you think?
I think if Batman Dawn of Justice was up against something else, I would have voted for it. But I love Hunt for the Water People. I almost actually forgot it when I was making this. Funnily enough, so I was going through it. Then I think at the end of one of the other tournaments, it was like, "Oh, you're definitely going to have Hunt for the Water People." And then I'm going to say, like, I looked, it's like, it's not there. It's like, well, it was added, but I'm going to vote for Hunt for the Water People, even though I almost forgot it.
Yeah. Austin.
I mean, Hunt for the Water People is good. I thought it was all right. I'm a huge fan of BVS. I know it's not going to go through in this round, which sucks because I think it's really good. I think it's a lot better than some people give it credit for, especially the extended version. I think it's aging really well, and it's going to age better than a lot of the cookie cutter mediocre MCU movies that have come out in the last 10 years that are just kind of bland. So yeah, I'm voting for BVS, but I'm pretty sure it won't go through.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of The Hunt for the Wilder People. Yeah, like, and the movie is pretty quotable too. Like, I really like Julian Dennison. Like, he made me laugh. Pretty good in the movie where he's like, I'm more like the Terminator than you. Like, come on, or like, of course, like, I didn't choose the Skunk's life. The Skunk's life chose me, and like, there's some pretty good stuff. And then also seeing like Reese Darby show up as like kind of psycho kind of guy to living in the woods.
Yeah,
What's the fastest way out of here?
Yeah. I need
Like
to
a
go to the bunker. Shit, I haven't built it yet.
Yeah, right. He's like, do you actually have a jetpack? Yeah, so yeah, like, it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's probably one of my the better Taika Waititi movies, I'd say, out of his filmography. So yeah, and Batman v Superman, like, I just kind of meh on it when I first saw it, but like, rewatching it, especially the extended cut, like, it keeps going up and up and up for me. Like, I like it more every time I watch it, but I got to go Hunt for the Wilder People.
It's going to sound creepy because I don't know the way to say this, but I know where Reese Darby lives.
Oh yeah, oh nice, nice.
Well, let's get him on the show.
Yeah,
He's talking, yeah. Yeah. But Steven, what do you think?
Well, aside from the Doomsday stuff, I really like BVS, so I will show some love to BVS.
Yeah. Well, it'll be Hunt for the Wilder People.
Not did that on purpose, knowing Hunt for the Wilder People would knock out BVS. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's all right.
You could put VVS up against Huntsman Winners
God.
War.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Man. This will
Oh, shit.
Be interesting.
Malcolm's up first.
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and then
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I mean, look, Assassin's Creed is actually one of my guilty pleasures. Like,
Oh God, Malcolm, come on!
As I emphasis on the word guilty pleasures, but I actually thought it was a lot of fun. Like, I'm a big fan of the games, and it just was a interesting take. While I get it really could have been better, I get that, but it's just, but I had a lot of fun with. But that being said, I actually saw Miss Peregrine's Home for the Peculiar Children for the first time last year, and I actually thought it was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna go Miss Peregrine's.
Yeah. Austin.
Pass. I vote for Batman v Superman. Fuck off. Yeah, Miss Peregrine is just a weird, bad movie. And Assassin's Creed is not good. And it's funny, you could have had such a good movie with Assassin's Creed. It's like a perfect setup, but any cutscene from those movies is better than that movie. I guess I'll vote for Assassin's Creed just because of Michael Fassbender. That's really about it. I have no other reason. Yeah. Well,
I've not seen either one of these. I actively avoided Assassin's Creed because it got such bad reviews, and I'm also a big fan of the games. I played most of them. I haven't played like the newest ones, but I played up until like I haven't played the last two, but everything before that. And I also thought that Michael Fassbender was a little miscast. Maybe I don't know. That just is my opinion on it. But and honestly, the one that looks more interesting is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I mean, it's a Tim Burton movie at least, and the cast is intriguing because with Samuel Jackson, Asa Butterfield, Judi Dench, Chris O'Dowd, like some of those are intriguing. So I'd probably watch that over Assassin's Creed. So I'll go Miss Peregrine's.
Anybody remember when Asa Butterfield was like a thing and he was in like every other movie?
Yeah.
He's in
He was.
Netflix's Sex Education.
I know, but they
series,
like really
so I
pushed
it.
him like in every movie, and he was popping up in something all the damn time.
Yeah,
Like,
and
Yeah.
he was almost Spider-Man.
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Which would have been crazy, but Steven, what do you think?
Okay, I haven't seen Assassin's Creed, so because of that, and because I haven't seen either one of these, I acknowledge that if I had seen Assassin's Creed, I might not be voting for it.
Yeah.
But since I haven't seen it, and I think it's a cool idea, and I'm a sucker for time travel, although I don't know if this is technically time travel. Is it? I don't know. But
ish.
Arguably, it could go
Yeah.
under a time travel
Ish.
kind of.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can make an argument for it, but it's not totally
So-
time travel. It's like
He doesn't like his body doesn't
yeah,
physically
he doesn't
time
travel.
travel.
He just, his
Yeah.
mind, it's like a
Yeah.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mind thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
Almost
cool
like Avatar, the way it's done.
yeah. It's a cool concept, and it's got some good actors in it. I mean, not just like a fast one. Marion,
You're underwater, Steve.
You're underwater.
Sorry.
isn't Marion Cotillard in it too?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, I believe
Yeah,
she
she
is.
is.
Yeah. So I will go for Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
with the
Well,
caveat that if I had seen it, I might not be.
I haven't voted yet. Hang on, we'll get you
Hang
around
on.
Yeah.
to
Richie.
yeah, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I mean, I really like the game, so I don't know. And then I think even though the video game movies are usually pretty bad, I thought there was a lot riding on this. And like, oh, if this movie is good, you can build up a whole universe, because like the Assassin's Creed universe is very expansive. You're like, oh, cool, like yeah, this could be great. And then I don't know why and then I was like Michael Fassbender. I'm like I wouldn't have, I don't know. I would have thought of him, but he's a really good actor. This gonna be good. And then it just fell apart. I'm like, I don't know if the director even watched this, played the games. I mean, anyway, but yeah. And I watched Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children in Bali one time. Just like we're just having a chill day, and yeah, it's basically Tim Burton's X-Men, I guess. So you'd call it. And yeah, I think if we did a tournament fight on cool concept, bad movie, again, this will be there. It's I like there's like some scenes I like, and it just the execution, it just didn't all come together to make a great movie. But I had there was less writing on that as being a good movie than it was Assassin's Creed. So I will co-pick Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Yeah.
Richie, breaking news. Vince McMahon reportedly sells WWE to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund.
Oh.
God, I'm not. Oh my God.
Yeah, and Stephanie McMahon has resigned as CEO.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I'm not watching that. Oh man, no, we're not gonna have women's division. They're all gonna go anyway.
Yeah, breaking news. It's now a private company again. It's not public anymore. So there you go.
Well, all the companies trying to buy it, I think that was the worst one. That
was the worst one you're gonna pick.
You're gonna sell to Saudi Arabia? Yeah, that's not good for publicity right now. So yeah.
They probably offered the most money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ay. Holy shit.
Anyway, next up we've got Inferno up against Fences.
Mm.
I'm up first. Yeah, Inferno's not good. I don't really like any of those Da Vinci Code movies. I think they're all kind of convoluted and weird. I watched Fences actually for the first time this year because I had to. Well, we never got to the actual question, but I watched it for a battleground match. we were going to talk about Viola Davis performances, but yeah, we never got to that fourth question. But yeah, I mean, it's a little long because it's basically just a redo of the play, but all the performances are very good, and it's a solid movie. So I'll go Fences.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Because I have read some of the Da Vinci Code books, and the first movie was the Da Vinci Code and then Angels and Demons, right?
Yeah.
Because for the books, they're the other way around, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, but the books are actually really, really good. They're like a lot like National Treasure, but even like more of the like spy conspiracy stuff, and like the movies are just not good. They're not good at adaptations, and like I watched the first Da Vinci Code, and then I was out. I didn't see any of the other ones. I was like, no, I don't really care for it, and I've not seen Fences, but it intrigues me way more than any of the Da Vinci Code movies. So especially Inferno. So I'm not going to probably make it to the third one. So I'll go Fences. Steven?
The Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons are so boring that they could cure insomnia.
Yeah.
That being said, Inferno was actually kind of enjoyable, like kind of in a dumb fun kind of way. It's kind of
There's some bigger set pieces.
Yeah, it's kind of
the other ones,
intriguing. And then you have a small part for Ben Foster when you in the very beginning of the movie, and then the whole thing of Hanks's character having amnesia, and then trying to figure out where he came from, and so it's not bad. I don't want to vote against Denzel, but or Viola, but I haven't seen Fences, so I guess I'll go with Inferno, even though I'm sure Fences is a million times better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Rich people on Twitter are posting. Do you remember that promo Vince McMahon did when he was sitting in the chair talking about he was going to bring back the NWO? He's like, I'm going to inject the poison. Like they're talking about that's him injecting himself back into the WWE. And he's cutting that promo on all the fans.
All the fans. I'm going to kill my cup. I'm going to kill my cup.
I'm going to kill a company I built. All this shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just had to, Richie. I know.
Which is interesting. I mean, it's not sort of like for that angle, you think, oh, Vince is going to be part of, going to be like part of the NWO. He stayed away from that storyline. It was weird. Anyway,
yeah, that was
he brought him in and doing it. But anyway, and Da Vinci Code, like Steven said, Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons are very boring, so I kind of avoided Inferno, and I haven't seen Fences, but I like Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. I mean, I like Tom Hanks too, but like this is a bit of stakes of being a good movie than Inferno, so I'll go Fences.
And Ron Howard too.
Well, Malcolm, what do you think?
I mean, in real life, Fences wouldn't hold up to a fiery Inferno. They'll just burn all the way down and turn to air.
Burn to ash.
But look, I really enjoy the Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons and even Inferno movie. And Felicity Jones had a really interesting year because this is the third time she's appeared in this tournament.
Yeah.
And I think this is actually might be her last one, but she was in Rogue One and A Monster Kills, and I don't think we put Collide on this. So she was in 4 movies in 2016.
Yeah.
Which could be why we didn't put it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, as much as I do like Inferno, though, I do think Fences is a better movie. And yeah, so this time in this case, Fences is going to hold up against their Fire Inferno.
Yeah. Hold up. That's good. All right. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some other matches like the ones on this side we can just skip really fast and keep it moving. Just like we do on this side.
Yeah.
Move on.
It might be, yeah.
We'll see.
Legend of Tarzan versus Mother's Day.
Big wolf.
Yeah. We could almost skip it, but they're both kind of not great.
Really?
I don't know.
I mean, I haven't seen either of them, but Legend of Tarzan looked like it might be fun.
Nah.
Jordan.
That's me first. Yeah, I saw Legend of Tarzan because it's one that was played when I worked at a theater. So like all of this year and then the next one, 2015, are like my like main years in working at movie theaters. So 2015, 16, but yeah, like anytime it's one of those, like I forget the director that like does all those cheesy like Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, New Year's Eve.
Gary Marshall.
Yeah.
It's me, Gary Marshall.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Gary Marshall just is not a director for me whatsoever. I don't give a shit about any movie he's almost ever made. I mean, I don't know, like maybe some of his early stuff if he had anything good, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't seen Mother's Day, and I saw Tarzan, and it was all right. I didn't think it was terrible, so I'll vote for The Legend of Tarzan. Yeah, but Steven?
I mean, I kind of already gave away what I'm going to vote for because Mother's Day, even though it's got an all-star cast, I mean, the only one of those type of movies that Marshall did that I even saw was Valentine's Day, and that was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll go with. I mean, you've got Margot Robbie's in it as Jane, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
gotta go with Legend of Tarzan.
And Christoph Waltz is in it. Sam Jackson. It's got a decent
Yeah.
cast, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I remember seeing Mother's Day on Mother's Day, or something. It was like I think it went with Mum and that, and yeah, it wasn't. It has its moments, but it's not.
Look at
great.
that stupid wig Julia Roberts is wearing. What the
Yeah,
fuck
it's
is
pretty
that?
bad.
What is that?
Yeah. It is-
It has some decent bloopers at the end, I guess. That's a nice thing I could say. And yeah, like there's decent performances, but yeah, overall the movie's not great. I think this was Gary Marshall's last film before he passed away. What a great thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Sad way to go out.
But yeah, but and Legend of Tarzan also not great execution wise. Can be pretty boring, but like there's aspects I like and I like the cast, and I think as I said, Skarsgård does make a good Tarzan, and Margot Robbie makes a good Jane, and sort of decent chemistry here. But yes, the movie around it's kind of boring. But I'll go Tarzan.
Yeah, like that Mother's Day movie, and like all of them, they're like really like tailor made. See it on that holiday, and that's it, and never watch it or speak of it again. Right?
Yeah.
Like basically what they are. But Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah, very quickly, I'm going to quickly do the Gary Marshall because he's got an interesting career as a director. Like he started off in 82 for Young Doctors in Love, then he went to Flamingo Kid, then he went to Nothing in Common. He directed on The Good Overboard in 1987. Then he went on to Beaches, The Lottery. He did Pretty Woman, Pinky
Pretty
and
Woman.
Johnny.
There you go. There's like one of the only good ones.
He did Exit to Eden. Then he did Dear God, The Other Sister, then Runaway Bride. The Princess. He directed The Princess Diaries. Raising Helen, Princess Diaries 2. Georgia Rule, and then it was Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, and Mother's Day. But yeah,
Pretty Woman is kind of like the only good one.
Yeah, the whole thing is like,
exactly.
his sister Penny Marshall made better movies overall because she did
A League of Their
Big and A League of Their Own, and like she did
way
some
better.
bangers. Yeah, she did Awakenings. Yeah, she did some better movies, way better movies.
But yeah, I mean, I vaguely remember ever watching Legend of Tarzan. I didn't like it. I actually enjoyed Mother's Day a lot more. Like I'm a sucker for those kind of ensemble romantic comedy things, so I'm going to go over Mother's Day on this.
Sure, yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I didn't see Mother's Day. I'll never see Mother's Day. I've seen most of Tarzan only because my ex, we got like a digital code of it from when her sister bought it, so I would take all the digital codes, and she used to watch it a lot. I don't know why. It was all right. I mean, it looks good, but other than that, it was whatever. It's weird because it's the one David Yates movie that's smashed in between all of his Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts stuff. It's very strange. It's what he made before he started doing Fantastic Beasts movies. But yeah, it bombed. So I see why he went back to Harry Potter. So, but yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Tarzan. You get a pass for this round, but not very long.
And actually, I think he actually did this and the first Fantastic Beasts movie in the same year because that came out last night.
Oh yeah, yep, it came up.
Yeah.
Got Barbershop, the new car.
And I was told, Jesus Christ, again.
Oh my god.
This we saved all the stickers. I was like, oh man, it's 2016 stacks. But they saved all the stickers for the second part of this bracket.
I feel like you could swap the posters for Mastermind and Keeping Up with the Joneses, and they're the same movie. Like it's the
Yeah.
same thing with like long hair, bearded Zach Galifianakis on the front than other people. It's just weird.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
my favorite movie of the year is obviously on this side, even though some of you don't agree with me.
Barbershop 3? Yeah, it's your favorite movie of the year? Steven? Go ahead,
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
I mean, I like the first Barbershop, so I guess I'll go with Barbershop 3.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, that's probably on the same level of enthusiasm I'm going to bring to this.
I just
guess.
realized the Sweet 16 is going to either have Tarzan or one of these movies. Like, oh my god, what a weak ass side. Yeah. But BVS couldn't make it. That's fine. All right.
I know. Just playing the randomizer. If BBS went up against one of these for sure, we don't have a discussion. But look, I've got. I like the first Barbershop. I have a soft spot for the second one at its moments, but Barbershop 3 is not great. It's a big step down. Masterminds is a pretty bad comedy here. I'm like, it's one of those ones where I feel bad for all the actors involved. I'm like, you're better than this. Why are you in this movie? But I guess just because I got that love for the first two, I'll go Barbershop 3. But it's not like I'm not passionate about it.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any of the Barbershop movies. But I have seen Masterminds. I went into it with very low expectations based on all the reviews I read about it. I actually enjoyed it a little bit. We went into it with low expectations.
Every time you say.
So I'm going to go Masterminds here.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, Austin?
The actual true story about what Masterminds is based off of, about some guy that like worked at a bank and then like tried to rob it, is a way better story. I've actually seen like little mini episodes of like, it was like a Netflix show or something, did like an episode. It's way more interesting and like better than the actual. That movie sucks. That movie's terrible. And it's funny because it is a decent little like true story that would make for something good, but a way better documentary or something. I haven't seen Barbershop 3. Whatever for the first ones, but it can't be as bad as Masterminds, so I'll vote for Barbershop 3.
Yeah, like I was trying to look up some like things to maybe defend Masterminds because I think that like Jason Sudeikis and Owen Wilson do have some kind of like funny moments back and forth that I laughed a little bit, but other than that, I don't care about the movie. So and that's like knowing Jared Hess when I was growing up because he lived like just down the street from my cousin and we would go over there and like I kind of feel like maybe he didn't really write it because it just seemed like maybe he had some different writers. I don't know, but maybe. But surprisingly, the Barbershop, the final cut, is that what it's called, or the next cut? Yeah. Well, anyway, I remember that I saw it just because it played at the movie theater when I was working there, and like, you know what, the movie's actually not too bad. Like, it's actually got some decent writing. It got some endearing moments, some heart to it, and yeah, like it actually like I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna say it's like I'm even gonna crack my top 20 of the year or anything, but it's a decent little movie. Like, it's a lot better than it has any right to be. I'll just say that. So I'll vote for Barbershop.
All right, Barbershop.
Yeah.
Lights Out versus Lady Macbeth.
Is anybody voting for Lady Macbeth?
I don't even know that was a
I don't even know what that is.
No thanks.
Yeah, which version is this? Because there's one with Michael Fassbender.
Well,
no, that's just Macbeth.
Yeah.
Lady
Macbeth is a movie that's got is one of Florence Pugh's earlier movies. I haven't seen it myself, but yeah.
Yeah.
But just go, Lights Out.
Yeah,
All
Lights
right.
Out.
I like
Lights
that.
Out's
Yeah.
a decent horror movie.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you haven't seen the short for Lights
I
Out,
like
it's
it.
probably better than yeah.
Hey, you know what's great about Lights Out, Richie? It's like 82 minutes. That
82
movie's
minutes,
awesome. Yeah, it's amazing.
I've seen the short. I haven't seen
The movie's not bad. Yeah, I will say it's like the greatest movie. It hasn't held up on rewatches as much, but if you haven't seen it at all, I would say at least watch it.
I really
once.
like
It's
it.
pretty good.
And
Yeah, but what's good is it has smart characters that make smart decisions through a lot of that movie. So it's
Next
good.
up,
yeah,
we've
David
got,
F. Sandberg, he after directing that, he went on to do Shazam. So like,
Yeah.
he did enough, well enough to direct that. So
next
Yeah.
up, we've got Pete's Dragon versus Keanu.
All
all right.
Richie.
Yeah, Keanu, I thought would be a lot funnier than it ended up being. It has all the ingredients to be a really good comedy, and it has its moments. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's interesting that John Peele went to do like more serious movies after this, because I think Key and Peele could do a great comedy movie together. It just didn't.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to it. I think there was anticipation for Key and Peele doing a movie, and yeah, it just didn't.
they should still do something together. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I think they still should do stuff. Yeah, I still quote their sketches and stuff like that. So I think they're great. So I think they should do a movie. Yeah, but it just didn't really work for me for whatever reason. Just wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. And Pete's Dragon, yeah, again, if we're talking about live action sort of Disney stuff, it's one of the better ones. It's a good film. But again, not passionately, but I'll go Pete's Dragon.
Yeah. Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Pete's Dragon. I mean, I want to defend it because it's got a New Zealand person in it. But yeah, I haven't seen Keanu, but I'm going to vote for it just on the basis that Keanu Reeves voices a cat, and that just sounds cool. So Keanu.
Yeah, sure. Austin.
Yeah, I was hoping Keanu would be better than what it was. Yeah, of all the movies for Key and Peele to make together on the success of their show, they make a movie about a cat. That's just weird. Like I would almost rather have seen just Key and Peele the movie with just more sketches and stuff.
Just sketches.
Yeah, just like
just do an hour and a half movie of them coming up with names for college basketball players.
Oh yeah, yeah, and just do another substitute teacher thing and all that kind of shit. Yeah, and yeah, I Pete's Dragon's okay. I kind of forget it came out a lot. It's like it was just a movie that you forget. They also did another live action thing that year along with Jungle Book, but it's all right. It's got a good cast, like Robert Redford and Carl Urban in it. So I'll go for Pete's Dragon.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Pete's Dragon. There's another one on my radar to where if I would have had more time, I would have gotten to it, but I still haven't seen it. For me, like I thought Ken was at least decent. I was trying to think of the song. Like there's a thing where Keegan Michael Key's trying to describe why he's such a badass gangster, but playing some yacht rock stuff in the car that's kind of funny too, trying to explain all of that. And then also I like Will Forte's cameo where he's talking about the 17th Street Blips or coming in or whatever and trying to act like some crazy gangster like that stuff made me laugh. So I mean it's a moment. I'm gonna say it's about a 6 out of 10 on my radar if I would to rank it. So and then since I haven't seen that Pete's Dragon, I'll vote for Keanu. So but Steven?
Neither of these looked all that interesting to me, but since Robert Redford's in Pete's Dragon, I'll go with Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
But
Well,
so Pete's Dragon moves on.
Pete's Dragon, yeah.
Next up, we've got
what is that?
the Blackcoat's daughter up against Ben Hur.
Oof.
Okay. I didn't know what the Blackcoat's daughter is, but also.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Blackcoat's daughter. It's one that I tried to find, but I just couldn't find anywhere. I couldn't even find it anywhere for to illegally watch it. But yeah, so I can't speak. If Wolfman was here, he'll probably be able to speak more about it.
Yeah.
I've seen bits and pieces of Ben-Hur because there was one time at one of my church services they did a series in which they took movies and like they preached a sermon based around like the Christian elements of that movie, and so Ben-Hur was one of the ones
Okay.
they talked about. They did it with Cinderella as well at one point. But
Oh, nice.
that with that, like, it looks interesting. I mean, I get it, the remake. I get the original is probably better. I haven't seen. I haven't seen all of the remake. I don't think I've ever seen the original, but I'm going to slightly vote for Ben-Hur.
I mean, technically, the original is not the original. If you're talking about the Charlton Heston version.
Well,
Is it not?
I know
The one before
that.
that?
Yeah, there was
one
a-
before that.
yeah, there was one in like the 20s or 30s or something.
Yeah.
There's like yeah.
So, do you
Oh,
guys
wow.
have Showtime in New Zealand?
What?
Do you guys have Showtime in New Zealand?
No.
Okay, because most A24 movies are available on Showtime, and The Black Coat's Daughter is an A24 movie.
It's annoying. Every other movie that I freaking try to watch is on Showtime. It's like, I don't want to pay for them. I already pay for enough streaming services. It's like, get out of here. Showtime. It's like you're not even like a real network hardly anymore. So, but Austin.
Yeah, it's like I know the original Ben-Hur is like a remake, but like let's make another remake, even though the other one is like a super classic and it still holds up, and like the Chariot Race is still one of the greatest things ever filmed, period. And let's get the guy, and I'll defend the movie as a guilty pleasure, but yeah, who should we get to do this new Ben-Hur? The guy who did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That'll work.
Yeah.
like just what a strange fucking decision that Timur Buckmenikov or whatever his name is. Like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, that movie is terrible. It's really bad. And again, just completely unnecessary. So I don't know what The Black Coat's Daughter is. It's some kind of adjacent horror movie. I'll vote for it because that movie's Ben-Hur's bad, like really bad.
Yeah, like I had some hopes for Ben-Hur because it had Jack Houston in the main role, and then you throw in Morgan Freeman. But it's like people just, I don't know, like they keep throwing Morgan Freeman into like every other movie, like it, especially during this time, just to, like, I don't know, they think that it'll bring it more attention, and like it doesn't always like work for him. But and like I'm actually of the I actually hated the original Ben-Hur. My ex-wife tried to show it to me. That thing is a slog. 3.5 hours of just like if you want to take a nap for the first half, I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, when's the Chariot Race gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? We didn't even finish it. And like I've never seen it because I could not sit through all that. I'm like, that is just like a slog to get through. But so I thought this one might do something, and it didn't. And and it's so bad that like I don't know what The Black Coat's Daughter is, but I'm gonna vote for it just because like I do not like Ben-Hur. And if you look up the cast on Google, if you just Google it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6 blonde-haired women that all look like very similar. It's kind of weird. So, but yeah, I'll vote The Black Coat's Daughter, I guess. So, Steven?
Yeah, so they just gave out the Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. I really thought Everything Everywhere All at Once had that in the bag.
Oh,
But
shit.
the Banshees of Inisherin just
Yay! Yeah,
Oh, wow.
You know,
Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
well,
Chris-
I haven't seen it yet, but Everything
That movie's a
Everywhere All
laugh
at
riot.
Once
Let me
doesn't
tell
look
you.
like a comedy. But then again, I've also heard that the Banshees of Inisherin
most
isn't
of the
really-
things that Golden Globes vote for comedy aren't comedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Yeah.
I've heard that even
Banshees is a dark comedy. We laughed a lot in the theater. My
It's
theater
a
laughed
dark
a lot.
comedy, yeah. It's more of a comedy than it's more of a comedy
Yeah,
than a
especially
I mean,
with like Barry Keoghan in that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's one of those ones like I will defend like the ones that they had up for comedy as like a black comedy of sorts. So I do see Everything Everywhere All at Once, but off your track anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Steven?
really have anything to say in this other than Black Coat's Daughter. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Richie?
Is that Emma Roberts in that Black Coast Daughter?
Yeah, Emma
Yeah.
Roberts, yeah.
Yeah. I might see it. Yeah, looks all right. But yeah, Ben-Hur was pretty bad. Yeah. This is back when they tried to make Jack Hughes to the thing. Like, hey, this is just a, and they,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah, and he's just fallen off the.
He's great in Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah.
He's really good in that. But that's the only thing I didn't really like him in.
He's fallen off the map completely, and yeah, Morgan Freeman in Red, so it's fucking weird. So yeah, again, this is gonna be a weird round. I haven't seen it, didn't know it existed prior to this, but I'm gonna vote for the Black Coat's Daughter because Ben-Hur sucks.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
But yeah, I mean the known actors and the known actresses that is in Black Coat's Daughter. You got Emma Roberts, you got Kernan Shipka, who was Sabrina in the Sabrina series on Netflix. Lucy Boynton, who I think was what's her name that dated Rami Malek.
They all look exactly the same too.
In Bohemian Rhapsody. Lauren Holly, who was in Dumb and Dumber, and James Raymond.
Oh yeah, in Dumb and Dumber. Yeah. That's right. But
Finding Dory up against Bridget Jones' Baby.
Oh, Wolf. Like we just want to put through Finding Dory here.
I don't know. I think there's more discussion. It's not like terror, you know.
Right.
Yes, yeah. I'm up first, and this is like, I mean, the Bridget Jones movies are okay, but yeah, I didn't think they needed to make 3 of them. That was really unnecessary. But then again, Finding Dory is not great either. Like I like Finding Nemo, but I didn't like Finding Dory. Yeah, another like this whole side of this bracket has been a pass. Around. Jesus. Yeah, some of these movies are going to make the Sweet 16. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, like most of the better movies, to be fair, we're all in the part 1.
In part 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Bridget Jones, whatever. I don't fucking who cares. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't care for a single Bridget Jones movie. I can't stand these movies. I think they're just like not for me. They're just like, I mean, they're for a certain audience, but they're just not for me. I just don't care. I think it's just one of these like chick flicks that just, I don't know, like for a certain audience, and it's not me. But also Renee Zellweger, ever since she had plastic surgery, like she's like basically unrecognizable. She does not look like her like she does in these movies. And I think this one was even after the plastic surgery, I think. But and I actually liked Finding Dory. Like I think like I understand how Dory can be kind of an annoying character for some people, like just forgetting everything and like having to ask these questions over and over again. But I had fun with it. It's not as good as the first, but I had fun with it, so I'll vote for Finding Dory. Steven?
And the Fablemans won. And the Fablemans won Best Drama.
God, that movie's not that great. It's so mixed. Fuck, that movie, like, Michelle Williams kills that fucking movie, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it just does.
There's a lot of people that think Michelle Williams is great in it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, fuck it. She's doing total melodrama, over dramatic bullshit in that movie, and it's so annoying. I'm sorry. No.
Yes, but defend that. That's probably the way Stephen saw his. That's probably the way Stephen saw his mum act. So that's probably what.
I fuck off. That's the bodies argument. Fuck that. No. Sorry.
Yeah, I did not like Michelle Williams in that either. I hated her. So.
I thought she was great in the film.
I haven't seen it, so I don't have a dog in this race.
Yeah. Right. Richie.
Yeah. I think I enjoyed Finding Dory for what it was.
I'm sorry, Stephen. Did you vote? I'm sorry.
For some reason, we keep going off on a tangent whenever it's Steven.
And then we forget that Steven spoke.
Well, honestly, I'd rather talk about the Fablemans than either one of these movies or any of these movies on this side of the bracket so far. So whatever.
All I'll say is the Finding Dory kind of remind me of Cars 2 in that because it's just seemed like I've only seen bits and pieces of it, but it seemed like a silly movie. But I guess that's what you get for centering a movie around a silly character.
Yeah.
Yep.
So because of that, I'll go with Bridget Jones's Baby.
Yeah.
Okay. Round 2. Finding Dory is, I liked what it was, but yeah, it's just I think maybe Finding Dory is sort of similar with like Minions in the sense that Dory's a good side character. Yeah, pointing out with her for the whole movie can get annoying. So yeah, but it's still the movie still looks great, and yeah, there's aspects of it I like. And yeah, I watched the first Bridget Jones, pretty good. Never watched the other two. So I'll go Finding Glory.
Well, can I predict what Malcolm's going to say? That I actually had a lot of fun with the Bridget Jones series. I actually really like that series, right?
I mean, I've said it before in this podcast.
Okay, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Look, when it comes to British comedies, especially when it comes to the romantic comedies, I'm a sucker when it comes to romantic comedies. I mean, I enjoyed Finding Dory for what it was being, but I did enjoy Bridget Jones' Baby more, so I'm going to go Bridget Jones' Baby.
Well,
Bridget Jones.
Oh man, Bridget Jones? Are you kidding me? That's like one of my least favorite movies on this whole bracket. I really don't like it.
Pee-wee's Big Holiday.
Pee-wee's Big Holiday up against Nerve.
It's not too bad. I'll defend Nerve.
Yeah.
Who's first now?
You join.
Oh, well, it's two movies that I've never seen. I don't know. Like, all I know about Nerve is the poster and the color scheme. I don't know anything else about the movie, so I can't really comment on it. And I mean, I did watch Pee Wee Herman as a kid, and it was fine. Like, I'm just not like as big on Pee Wee Herman and as some people are. But just because I don't really know anything about Nerve, I'll vote for Pee Wee's Big Holiday. Sure. Steven?
Nerve is also stars Emma Roberts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I thought Nerve looked kind of cool from the trailers, so I'll go with Nerve.
Yeah, and do we really know if Paul Rubens did what he did? Did he go to jerk off in a movie theater or something?
Yeah, he did do that. It wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah, so does everybody else who goes to a porn theater. So
yeah, it's a porn theater, man. You gotta,
Oh, the porn theater. Oh well.
Yeah, he was an adult film.
He wasn't watching a children's movie at like a Regal cinema.
He's in a Regal cinema. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, listen, times were tough back then in the VHS days. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, for that kind of theater, that's fine, I guess.
We didn't have the internet yet. Pornhub wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But you gotta. Anyway,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Anyway,
well, Richie,
it's a weird transition. Jerking off in the movie theater. Anyway, Richie, what are you talking? Anyway, I never actually watched Pee Wee's Big Holiday. I don't mind Pee Wee Herman. So yeah, and I remember being curious all these years later. I remember the movie. So, but yeah, Nerve's a good concept. It's sort of very it reminds me a lot of Guns Akimbo in a way, just like like this the person doing dangerous things, and it's like people are watching on a live stream kind of thing. And yeah, it's a cool concept. I think they could have done a little bit better, but it's a decent little movie here, so I'll go Nerve.
Well, you know what? Like, I didn't know anything about it, and after Richie talked about it, I think I'm going to change my vote to Nerve. So yeah, Malcolm.
Yeah, Nerve is one of those movies that, like, I remember hearing people talk about it as like, that sounds stupid. It's like, but I'll give it a shot. But yeah, basically the plot is like, all these like people are playing part in this game where people give them dares, and if they accept, they have to do it on video and all that, and it's always a lot dangerous. But yeah, so yeah, Pee Wee's Big Holiday is fine. I'm just like Jordan. I was never a big Pee Wee Herman fan to begin with, but this is one of the most random like bunch of cast that's in this movie. But you got Paul Rubens, but also you got Joe Manganiello, Aaliyah Shawkat, Stephanie Beatrice, Hal Landon Jr., the WCW champion David Arquette randomly pops up in the movie. Janina Gavin Carr is also in there somewhere as well, who I think was but yeah, it's this whole random cast. I don't even remember what it's about. I was going to rewatch this, but I had other movies I wanted to watch for the first time for this. So I'm gonna go Nerve.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
I would have voted for PU. I think Nerve had a better concept than the actual movie.
Well, yeah, again, a good concept. Not
Yeah, I thought
we could do a whole series.
I don't think they did the concept very well, but I enjoyed. I mean, Pee Wee's Big Holiday wasn't anywhere near as good as Big Adventure back in the '80s, but I thought it was all right for what it was. So I would have voted for that. But
yeah. Well, it'll be Nerve. We're in some weird movies advance.
God, we're in some really mediocre shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
Here we go.
Damn.
Oh, man.
All right. You know what? Fucking, can I go back in time and be on last night's show? And
Yeah.
see-
Good ones over there.
Yeah. Holy shit.
We have
Well,
at least one more thing.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. At least it'll make the championship easier because there will be a lot of mediocre movies, and the championship movies just slide right through. So,
Yep.
Yeah, because holy shit, this side is going to be
that being said, it depends on how the randomizer puts the places of the championship.
They're going to put all the good movies up against each other and all the mediocre movies, and then so it'll be like,
right.
God.
Well, Steven, what you got?
I vaguely remember watching Jane Got a Gun. I think I remember it being okay. I haven't seen Warcraft. I don't know what happened to God, I can't remember his name. The guy he directed Moon and then he directed Source Code.
Duncan Jones?
Yeah, Duncan Jones.
Duncan
But
Jones.
then it's like his career fell off a cliff after Source Code.
I don't know. I'm a defender of Mute, but no, it's not a good
movie. So I'll go with Jin Got a Gun.
Yeah. Well, Richie?
So I just remember, I haven't seen Jane Got a Gun, but I know it was a movie that had a lot of production issues. It was meant to come out years ago before it actually did. And
it was one of those ones that got slid into January of 2016, but it actually should have come out in 2015 or 2014 or something.
It was
in development hell for a while.
I think there was a lot of issues on set, and you can tell by the actor director. I don't know. You could tell by the reviews that they got. They probably just should have just canned this movie. And Warcraft. Yeah, I mean, he all said that Duncan Jones had a big task at it. Warcraft is one of the more beloved game franchises out there, and they're hard to please, the Warcraft fans. So I don't know. Maybe it's not great though. But I guess I'll go Warcraft.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, what do you think?
So as of this year, the last movie that Duncan Jones directed was Mute, which came out in 2018.
Which I think it's okay.
I was never a big fan of the Warcraft games to begin with. I mean, I played them once, and that. I mean, see the movie. That just wasn't for me. Jane, I haven't seen Jane Got a Gun, but it was directed by Gavin O'Connor. So I'm going to vote for it because of that. Because I like Gavin.
Yeah, you look through Gavin O'Connor's thing and you're like, oh, he made all good movies. Oh wait, he did Jane Got a Gun. Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because every other one's a really good movie, but and even the one in this bracket, The Accountant's a good movie. It's oh shit! Yeah, Jane's Got a Gun is dull, but then again, so is Warcraft. That movie's boring too. Man, you know what? Maybe we should reevaluate that statement at the beginning. I take it back. 2016 was a mixed year for movies.
Mixed year.
I'll just leave it up to Jordan. I'll vote Warcraft.
Well, so. For Warcraft, when I worked at the theater, we did this employee screening. We were going to see it a week early, and a lot of the my coworkers, they were really hyped for it, like because like the employee screenings we had to do it at like a midnight screening. We had to do it after the theater was already closed. We couldn't do it during like any time that it was open. So like we get some good turnouts at the screenings, and then other times of like not many people would show up depending on the movie. And like a lot of people showed up for this one, and man, I thought this movie was absolutely atrocious. This movie was just like terrible. Like I don't know what they're really going for. I mean, I guess they're going for whatever the best they could do to adapt a Warcraft game. And like for me, I was never a big Warcraft fan. I was always more of a StarCraft. I played that. There's even this game called Total Annihilation I like better than either one of them. If you want to find like a fun kind of game like that, look up Total Annihilation. That game's great. It rocks. But yeah. So just because I've seen Warcraft and I haven't seen a Jane Got a Gun, so I'm voting Jane Got a Gun. Yeah.
Is it Jane Got a Gun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Good movie.
Hey. Oh, is anybody voting for Trolls?
No.
I mean, I don't know. Is there?
Eddie the Eagle's a good movie. It's a good
No, Trolls is only good for the music. I don't think anything else is good about that.
Yeah, is anybody gonna put a fight? No, let's move on.
No.
My niece and nephew played Trolls, but I've never seen it. Oh, what? There's been so many so slow movies here. Now you have to
Yeah,
actually
that's true.
compete for really good movies.
Yeah. Well, who's up first?
Richie's up first.
All right. Yeah.
We should say for anybody just listening, 13 Hours versus Sully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Sully, it was one of those things where I think Clint Eastwood can be admitted. So his decisions are interesting because it's based on a 20-minute thing, incident, or that he stretched out into a feature-length film, and you can kind of feel it sometimes. And 13 Hours, that surprised me. Like, it's like Michael Bay. I remember the most memorable thing about 13 Hours was like, it was back in the Schmoes days. I think Mark Ellis gave this 5 stars and just touched the.
Yeah, he was really high on it. I remember that. Yeah, he loved this movie. Yeah.
And I remember it being pretty good. I'll go 13 Hours.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I avoided 13 Hours like the plague because I knew it was a Michael Bay movie. And I was burnt out on him from the Transformers. I actually really enjoyed Sally. I thought it was pretty good, so I'm going to go Sally.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, this one's a little tougher because 13 Hours is definitely his most grounded movie because it's like literally based on a true story. So I mean, it's just like, but it is kind of overlong and it's a lot of pew pew pow pow, for like 2 hours, where it's just them just shooting people trying to attack them for 2 hours. Pew pew pow pow. Yeah, I mean, so it's not like going for it. I stand by what I said that I think Ambulance is his best movie since The Island. And I didn't include 13 Hours. So I think it's okay, but it doesn't hold up very well on rewatches. And I came to Sully for the first time like a year or two ago when we did on Rankum, Malcolm. We did the Clint Eastwood directed movies because I missed it in theaters, and I was surprised at how much I liked it. I thought it was really good. And Aaron Eckhart's really good in this movie. Like, if you want to see a decent Aaron Eckhart movie, if you haven't seen one in a while, he was like the co-pilot, and he's kind of with him through all the hearings and stuff. He's really, really good. So I think for that, I'll get behind Sully. I'll showcase that one. Yeah, say yes.
Yeah. I have not seen Sully, so it's one of my blind spots. So I'll eventually get to that. But I have seen 13 Hours, and I actually thought that it was pretty decent. I thought that like it kind of like made me think, like John Krasinski can do action. So and actually worked it as far as John Krasinski goes, because he was the biggest name in it, obviously, in the stand-ups. But I even like kind of how it ends too. Like it all worked for me. So I'll vote 13 Hours. Yeah. Steven?
13 Hours is a Michael Bay movie that didn't actually even feel like a Michael Bay movie to me. It actually felt more like Paul Greengrass than Michael Bay. And I think I love both of these movies. I'll give the slight edge to Sully, which cracked my top 10 of that year at number 10, with 13 Hours as being an honorable mention. Of course, I still have a lot of movies to watch from 2016, so the Sully could get kicked out of the top 10, but for now it's there. So I'll go, slightly with Sully. And and Tom Hanks, he's always great, and he's great in this.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess it'll be Sully.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Silence versus Arrival.
That's easy for me. Malcolm.
We'll see.
Yeah, I haven't seen Silence. It's been one I'm meaning to get around to eventually. But yeah, I really love Arrival. I think it's really interesting. I mean, it's one of those ones I didn't think I was going to like when it first came out, but it just surprised the heck out of me when I watched it. So I'm going to go Arrival.
Yeah. Austin. I think I
Easy
know
for-
what you're going for.
Easy for me, but yeah, I actually watched Silence last week. It's one I've been trying to fill in my Scorsese gaps, and yeah, I mean, it's not his most exciting movie. It's pretty slow, but it's shot beautifully. Like from the opening, like it's amazing cinematography. Like it's really good, and there are good like if you like Andrew Garfield and like Adam Driver, they're very very good in the movie, and it's got a decent little story and some good sequences. But yeah, I hate Arrival. Can't fucking stand that movie. I think the movie's so off its own ass, and yeah, I don't like it. So I'll go for Silence.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of the same way about Arrival. Like, I can't stand it. I know when I was looking for like rewatches, like Steven put a little comment about like maybe you want to rewatch Arrival. Like, I'm like, no thanks. I'm all set on that. But thanks. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan. Yeah, it's just very pretentious. So yeah, not for me. But and I haven't seen Silence, but it is one that I want to see. Just because, like, I'm a massive Andrew Garfield fan. Like, I'll watch anything that he does, and also Adam Driver too. So, and like I used to be with Liam Neeson, he just kind of has been doing the same kind of schlock, like for the last like 10 movies or whatever. But like, I mean, I would watch him in this because I like when Liam Neeson does something kind of different. So, yeah, I'll vote Silence. Yeah, but Steven.
So it's not really fair since I haven't seen Silence. It's one of my blind spots for Scorsese. But even if I had seen it, I can't imagine. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but I can't imagine loving it as much as I love Arrival, which is my favorite movie of 2016 and in my top 10 of all time. So
wow.
I think Arrival is a masterpiece, and I love Amy Adams in this movie, and Jeremy Renner, Forrest Whitaker. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. It's a small part, but he's Zima. They're all great. Yeah, definitely Arrival for me.
Yeah.
So it comes
Well,
down to Richie.
Yeah. Comes down to you, Richie. What's it gonna be?
I haven't seen Silence. It's one of my blind spots. I'll get around to it. Obviously, Scorsese is amazing. So I'll get around to it. So if I had seen it, it might be different. But I did like Arrival, so I'll go
No.
That means it's gonna like win this whole fucking thing, Jordan, because it's gonna have a clear shot to the finals in there.
Well, it'll win this side. I mean, it might go up
Everybody
against
wants some.
Mission
versus the
Impossible
Neon Demon.
Fallout.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah. All right. Who's up first?
Me, yeah. I didn't see Everybody Wants Some yet, only because again, I'm not a big fan of like Dazed and Confused, and it's kind of a similar thing, just like set in the '80s. So I'll get around to it at some point. And Neon Demon's a very weird, stylistic, like kind of horror-ish, movie. It looks better than it was, so this is a strange vote. I'll vote for Everybody Wants Some because it has Wyatt Russell in it. That's my only criteria.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Well-
making up reasons.
hey, I mean, you can do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't seen the Neon Demon either. So it just, I don't know. It looks interesting. I mean, it's got Keanu Reeves in it. I don't know how big of a part he plays, but
I mean, it depends on if you like Nicholas Winding Refn. You know,
what else did he do?
well, I mean, he
Drive.
did Drive, which is great. Like
Oh yeah,
Drive,
Drive is awesome.
but I know Only God Forgives is very polarizing.
I actually kind of like that movie too.
The other Ryan Gosling movie, and then
He did the Pusher trilogy, which I don't know if you don't even know what they are.
No,
well, but
no, I don't even know what
but
that is. Yeah,
we did a really underrated movie. He did that Bronson movie with Tom Hardy. That movie's awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
never seen that, but
Bronson's
yeah,
great.
so it looks interesting, but I've seen Everybody Wants Some, and I thought that it was good. I thought that it was even better than Dazed and Confused. I actually liked it quite a bit. I mean, I'm not gonna say I loved it, but I mean, I thought that it was good. I thought Glenn Powell gave it a pretty good performance. Like he's always playing these douchebaggy guys, though. He's kind of doing that again, like sort of. But and then Tyler Hoechlin, like he's in it. So I mean, it's good. It's not a real like super known cast. It's kind of a lot of up and coming guys in it, but yeah, it's pretty good. So I'll vote Everybody Wants Some. Yeah,
I feel like Glenn Powell's one of those guys that now that you like know him from Top Gun, you're gonna go back and watch these movies like from like 10, 15 years ago, and you're gonna be like, oh, there's Glenn Powell. Like, you know, one of those things where like you know from somebody like they kind of blow up later, and then you go back and you're like, oh, they're in that. Like before you knew who they was. Yeah, like he's gonna be one of those guys. You're gonna see him and everything now. Like it's
yep. So, but Steven?
Nicholas Winding Refn. He's an interesting director because I think if anyone else had directed Only God Forgives, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have not liked that movie at all. I think his style actually kind of saved that movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say I liked it, but I was kind of entertained by it.
Yeah.
Everybody Wants Some. I was never into Dazed and Confused either.
Yeah.
Richard Linklater is one of those guys that I've liked most of his movies, but I haven't really loved any of his movies. So I think the Neon Demon is probably would probably be the more interesting watch. So I will go with the Neon Demon.
Richie.
Yeah, this is tough. I've been going back and forth because, full disclosure, I haven't seen any of these. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Dazed and Confused either. So something that's a sort of spiritual sequel doesn't totally interest me, but I might be interested. And yeah, I don't mind Nicholas Winding Refn. I liked the Bronson, liked Drive. Wasn't a big fan of Only God Forgives, so Neon Demon kind of looks maybe more of that sort of ilk and that weird type ilk. So not sure if I'll get much enjoyment. I know my friend really friend Robert really likes it, but I might sit down and watch it eventually. But I guess just because it'd probably be more fun, I'll go Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I think that it's better than Dazed and Confused, but that's not saying much because I'm not a big Dazed and Confused fan either. But Malcolm,
I'm also not a big Dazed and Confused fan.
But that's what we can all agree on.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's kind of a shithead in that movie, so I don't like it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
If you don't like it because of that, then you're not gonna like Everybody Wants Some. Like everybody's a shithead. Like even worse, and Everybody Wants Some. So.
But yeah, I mean, I'm also not that high on either of those movies either. I'm going to slightly give it to Everybody Wants Some. Everybody Wants Some.
All right. I just looked it up and remembered something. Glenn Powell is briefly in Dark Knight Rises when Bane does the stock market thing. He's the guy that goes, "There's no money to steal here," and he goes, "Then why are you here?" That's Glenn Powell. Yeah, he plays trader number one. Yeah.
Wow.
Got Alice Through the Looking Glass versus Better Watch Out.
Oh.
All
right.
Jordan.
Yeah, like it's always like me on the ones I haven't really. Well, I never seen Better Watch Out, but I guess I have seen Alice Through the Looking Glass. You know what? Like I kind of like it better than the first one. I'm not going to say that it's great, but I mean I kind of like some of the like places that it goes and the things that it's doing, and it's kind of I don't know, like it's got a. I want to say. If I remember right, I think it has less of the Mad Hatter, but I can't remember for sure. Maybe it doesn't.
I thought he was like the main character in that movie.
Yeah, he might be kind of like even more. Like I can't remember for sure.
I don't think you see him much because I think the plot of the story is that the Mad Hatter is dying or something like that, and Alice has to go back in time to find something that could cure him or something.
I just remember that they're like I don't remember that much. I remember they're going through this like Crystal Palace thing, and there's like all these clock things, and they're doing like some like kind of trippy things that like was kind of interesting to just see something a little different. And I've never seen Better Watch Out. I don't know really that much about it, so I'll give it to Alice Through the Looking Glass. I mean, it might be the only time I ever vote for it, but I'll give it to it here. Yeah, Steven?
Yeah, I don't really know what Better Watch Out. I've seen it around because I think it's on AMC Plus or something.
It's a Christmas horror movie that me and Malcolm have talked about fairly recently, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's available on AMC Plus or something. But
yeah.
But I don't really know what it's about. I'm actually one of the few that actually liked the first Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland, but I never got around to watching the sequel. But since I liked the first one, I'll give a vote for Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, I didn't see the sequel to Alice in Wonderland because I wasn't a huge fan of that one, so I kind of avoided Alice Through the Looking Glass. Better Watch Out. It's a decent Christmas horror movie. It's pretty good. Olivia De Jong, I can't remember her name. She's Australian. And it's like just like this girl goes to babysit, and then the kids kind of turn out to be kind of evil. But yeah, it's I think it's a decent watch. I wouldn't say it's like I wouldn't like brag about it, but it's all right. So I'll go Better Watch Out.
Yeah, it's got like an interesting cast when I'm looking at it. It's like a lot of those faces that you recognize the face of. You're like, oh yeah, it's that one guy from that one movie, but like you don't always put the name. It has Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things. That's like the one I recognize, or Patrick Warburton. So, but Malcolm.
I don't know if I'm frozen for everyone, but if you can hear me, but
I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So I saw myself being frozen, so I was like, what, am I frozen for people? But I like Alice Through the Looking Glass enough. Like I don't think it's a good sequel. And that it's directed by the person who did Doing the Lost City of Gold plus the two recent Muppets movies. James Bobin. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed Better Watch Out, so I'm going to vote for Better Watch Out.
Yeah. Well, Austin?
Yeah, I didn't care for the original Alice in Wonderland at all. I have no idea how that movie made $1 billion. That's kind of insane to me. Because I thought that movie was bad. So I avoided
I didn't care for it either.
Didn't care. I watched Better Watch Out, to prep for that rankum we did with Christmas horror. And while I wasn't as over the moon about it as some people were on the panel, I think Chad and Carrie were very, very high on it. I wasn't as high on it, but it was still decent. And there's not a lot of decent, like, Christmas horror movies, there's a select few that are good, so it's one of the better ones. So I'll say Better Watch Out.
Yeah. Well, I think it's Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Nope. Better Watch Out 1, 3-2.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking we got 3 votes on Alice. Okay.
Next up, we've got the BFG versus Jackie.
God. God.
Well,
I've heard nothing but great things about Jackie. Actually,
same here. Yeah, and the trailers look looked really good to me.
Just saying, a fucking movie I'll never watch. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't never gonna watch Jackie. Like,
I don't know. I would watch it. Like, it's not like so much of a period piece where it's like being like, I don't know, like one of those ones from like the like 16, 17, 1800s, one of those. It's just like about.
I know. I just don't care enough about Jackie Onassis to give a shit. Like, you know,
I heard though that Natalie Portman gives like a spot on performance from what I've heard. I haven't seen it though, but I was gonna say we could just put through Jackie because BFG sucks. But
that's I don't know. I'm sure Malcolm.
No, I feel like this is a more discussion.
Yeah,
Steven. All right.
Yeah,
sure, Steven.
Then I don't really have much to say. I'll just say Jackie.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare for me to vote against a Steven Spielberg movie, but the BFG just didn't look that good to me.
Yeah, and you'd be right. Yeah, but Steve, I mean, Richie.
Yeah, this is where like this was just a small period of time. I like Mark Rylance, but they tried to make him like a at this old age like a kind of a big deal, and he's a good actor. But yeah, I don't know. This is BFG is not. Yeah, it's just not really my thing when I think of Spielberg. It's just I don't know. It's
a decent score, but that's it.
Decent score, yeah, but I don't know. I wish he'd go back to sort of more full blockbuster movies, but I don't know if he will. Just and Jackie, it's not something I didn't watch it in the theater, and that was sort of purpose because it's not. I don't know. I don't mind these sort of biopics. Just sort of like I don't know. I guess I'm more likely to watch BFG because I've got a 1-year-old nephew, and I'm sure he might enjoy it. So, and if I'm with him, I'll watch it. So I'll go BFG.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm.
Yeah, I think like part of the reason I think Steven Spielberg is shying away from blockbusters a little bit because I believe he's almost 80 if I remember rightly. So I think he wants to get. I think he wants to get some of his like passion projects out of the way. Not that I'm saying BFG was one of them, but like things like The Fabelmans and West Side Story, I think were passion projects for him, and I think he wants to try and get some of those out the way, unless just before he dies. So thing. Not that I'm not trying to wish him dead.
No,
but yeah, you heard it here for Malcolm wishes Steven Spielberg dead.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be the saddest day in movie history whenever that does eventually happen.
Yeah.
Well, Steven Spielberg, he can make passion project for the rest of his career if he wanted. So.
Yeah, but anyway, Richie was right. I actually have a soft spot for the BFG. Look, when it comes to Wild Dale adaptations, like I'm a big fan of the source material. Like while I didn't go into this with the highest of expectations, I thought it was a really good adaptation. Because to try and do an adaptation of the BFG was always going to be a difficult one to do, especially in live action. But I think Steven Spielberg did a decent job of it. But that being said, according to Letterboxd, I have seen Jackie, and I do apparently like it a little bit better than BFG. So I'm going to go Jackie. The director of Jackie also did this recent Spencer movie with Kristen Stewart. So yeah.
Interesting. Well, Austin?
BFG's boring. It bore the shit out of me. And it's sad because, I don't think Spielberg's made a banger since like 2002 or 2005. I like War of the Worlds, but man, and I got to get this off my chest. I don't see the hype behind Mark Rylance. I don't understand. No. Like, I don't see
I'm skirting around that, but
I just. Bridge of Spies, he's very one note and boring in my opinion. Like he's not great in this movie. I watched The Outfit because Jacob recommended. Okay, he's fine. I don't understand this whole Mark Rylance thing. Like I don't think he's that great. Like I just don't think he's that great. Like everybody thinks he's like this amazing actor. I'm not on that train yet. I thought Sylvester Stallone should have won that year over him pretty fucking easily. I'll vote for Jackie. I guess. Sure. Yeah. But I
Yeah.
I don't understand the Mark Rylance shit. And I'm gonna watch Bones and All on Thursday because I gotta cram that one in last minute for me and Wolf's thing. I've heard he's pretty one note in that movie too, so I don't know. Like we'll see. I'll have to watch it and see.
Well, I've seen Bones and All on a lot of worst of 2022 lists, so I don't know.
No, it's actually on a lot of best ones. It was just infamously on Owen Gleiberman for Variety's worst of list, so it got tracked because he wanted clicks. But yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I have seen it on some worst too, but
Yeah, no, I've seen it on both ends. It's been
I've seen it on both. I think it's cool.
I'll let you know. I'm
Maybe
gonna watch it on Thursday. I'll let you know.
but
I used to read Owen Gleiberman a lot when he was with Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. The BFG I didn't like. I thought it was just boring. And I grew up reading a lot of Roald Dahl books, but even like the BFG as a book, I didn't really even care for that much. That was one of the ones that I liked. Like it's kind of less than some of the other ones. I was more of like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Great Glass Elevator, James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, just like some of those ones. Like Danny, Champion of the World, a few of those, but and I haven't seen Jackie, but I thought that the trailers actually looked really good. From the trailers, like Natalie Portman looks spot on as Jackie Onassis. Like, so I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen it, so I'll vote for Jackie because I'm actually interested in watching it. So yeah.
That poster reminds me of what you said about trailers. Austin was like, yeah.
The whole poster is just it's amazing. Go watch it. Okay.
Quotes, yeah.
All right.
So Jackie
quote.
moves on.
Yeah, 4-1. Yeah.
Jackie.
And we've got the
I don't mind
Seven
Okay.
up against Captain.
All right, this is all right. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
You finally got a matchup. Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
Richie.
All right, cool. I get that. Yeah, the remake of Magnificent Seven is pretty good.
It's good. Yeah.
It's not gonna, not gonna take over the original.
No, but if we do our 2-part remakes tournament with good remakes and bad remakes, I throw the Magnificent Seven in the good tournament.
It's good. It's good. It's a good remake. I think everyone does a stellar job here. Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt's good. Vincent D'Onofrio, I think he's the vote stand of this movie. I think he's very good. It's a really fun movie. It's probably underrated at this point, but I would, and probably people are like, I don't want to see a remake. I would give this a go. It's a good remake. It's not going to beat 7 right anytime soon or anything like that, but it's still very good. In Civil War, Civil War is again, I love Civil War. I think it's a great film. And I had a lot of fun with it, as Malcolm would say. And that airport fight is amazing, and it's like one of the better Avengers movies. It's not an Avengers movie technically, so so this is tough. But I think I know where it's going to go. But I'll give some love to Magnificent Seven. But I have no issue with Civil War going through. Because it's a great movie.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Magnificent Seven. But Cat, I love the MCU. I think Captain America Civil War is really good. So I'm going to vote for that.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, Civil War is good, but I'm kind of with Richie. I kind of want to champion the Magnificent Seven. I think it's a really, really good remake. I was surprised how much I like it because I like the original one with Yul Brynner like a lot, and that one's kind of a who's who of like old school cinema with like Charles Bronson and James Coburn, James
Actually
Coburn
owned the original.
It's really good, and this remake was solid. It was very stylistic and had a really good cast, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna champion Magnificent Seven on this one. I think it's good.
Yeah. Well, I'll just keep my comments short here because I have seen both of these, but as of right now, currently, and it does kind of flip flop a little bit, but Civil War is my favorite MCU movie that exists. Period. It's my number one. So I'm voting Civil War. So, Steven?
I was gonna mention a spoiler for Magnificent Seven, but since Malcolm hasn't seen it, I won't.
Yeah.
I don't honestly don't care about spoilers.
All I'll say is that there's a character that I didn't think was going to die that dies that has a pretty badass death.
Yeah.
And because of that, and because I'm pretty sure we've seen Civil War on these before.
Yeah, but it needs to make it to the
Actually,
championship. Come on, Civil freaking War not making it. Come on.
Well, then
We have all these shitty movies. Come on.
tell Malcolm reshuffle this side of the fucking bracket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
like-
it's not our fault.
Like, how is Civil War not going to make it? Oh my gosh, you guys are out of your minds.
I'm gonna give love to Magnificent Seven. I
Oh,
like the
man.
movie a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, that's both MCU
that
movies
was
from
a
2016.
big upset right there.
That was
but-
Doctor Strange. We lost Doctor Strange yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Jeez.
You guys might need to rethink some things.
Got Green Room up against Hacksaw Ridge. And I think
Alright.
that is the last one on that side.
Is it? Okay. All
Alright.
right, Malcolm.
Yeah. So I'm in an awkward situation here. Is I don't like Green Room, but I also have never seen Hacksaw Ridge. So I'm going to vote for the movie I haven't seen, Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm Austin.
Yeah, I like both of these movies. So this is a little tougher. Again, we get all these like good matchups in like the last like two matchups. Like shuffle
Yeah.
these up and put them up against all that shit above it,
Yeah.
and we'll get some decent
Hey.
movies going through. I've only seen Hacksaw Ridge once. I've seen Green Room twice, and rest in peace, Anton Yelchin. I'll give it to Green Room.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've made my thoughts known about a Green Room. Like, I went and saw it with my ex, and like we almost walked out of the movie because it was way too gory for us. We're just like, man, like there's some stuff that just like Anton Yelchin getting his like arm hacked on over and over again. Then like a guy walks up to somebody, like shoots him point blank in the face with a shotgun, and his face literally like just turns into hamburger meat instantly. And it's like, really, like that's a little over the top, but and yeah, like just a lot of that stuff, and like I don't know, I just didn't really get the hype for it. And Hacksaw Ridge is awesome, like it is great, like especially on the second half, just all the war stuff just like knocked my socks off. And yeah, Andrew Garfield's great. I mean, like it does get a little kind of cheesy. He's like, I could have saved one more, or like something like that, but it's still great. So Hacksaw Ridge. Steven?
Hacksaw Ridge isn't by any means a bad movie. I just think it gets overpraised. I haven't seen Green Room, but just the idea of Jean-Luc Picard playing a nasty Nazi, just makes me want to give it a vote. So I'll give Green Room a vote.
He's very good in the movie. Like, yeah, you'd be surprised. He's great.
He's been an evil
Well,
bastard. Yeah,
He's played
He was the
villains
highlight
before.
of it.
I mean, I liked him
Oh,
in
yeah.
Conspiracy Theory.
yeah.
Richie?
Yeah, sorry, Jordan. I had a bad run for you last couple ones, but
Yeah. Oh,
I still haven't got around to Hacksaw Ridge. I'll do it because I've heard really good things. But I've seen Green Room and sort of it's wild. And Patrick Stewart is great as a Nazi, which is probably you don't want to be. It's weird. You like he's believable as a Nazi, but you don't want him to be too believable as a Nazi. That's I can definitely see him changing views and anyway. But yeah, and Anton Yelchin's really good in it. So I'm going Green Room, but yeah.
well, we could have had a great matchup with Hacksaw Ridge versus Civil War, but we're not.
We have instead we do a great match between
Yeah, we had a great match between Magnificent Seven and Green Room.
No, not so much.
Oh, Magnificent Seven.
it's
At
fine.
least I haven't seen Green Room.
Yeah.
All right, we'll fly through to a finish here.
Yeah.
See what makes it.
Sing
All
Street.
right.
Versus Jungle Book.
Okay.
All right. I'm up first. I'll go Jungle Book.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Jungle Book. I probably didn't maybe love it as much as some people did. Like, I'm just kind of over Disney live action remakes. I kind of wish they would just stop doing them, but that's just me. But so I'll go Sing Street. Steven?
I do love the voice work by Scarlett Johansson and Bill Murray. But but I was lukewarm on the movie itself. So you know what? Even though I haven't seen it, I'll go with Sing Street.
Yeah. Richie.
Jungle Book.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, I've only seen 50 minutes of Sing Street, but I've seen all of Jungle Book and I like it, so Jungle Book.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it. I'm not over the moon about Sing Street. So yeah.
All right. Conjuring 2. Jumanji, welcome to the jungle.
All right.
Jordan.
A decent matchup. Yeah, this one's decent. Man, like this one's actually like actually pretty tough for me. Well, just because like it was such a surprise that like I didn't expect big things out of it, I'm gonna go with a Jumanji here. I think so. Yeah. Steven.
I'm gonna go with Conjuring 2. I know you guys think some of you guys think it's too long, but I was with it for the whole time, and so yeah, Conjuring 2.
Same here, yeah. But Richie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jumanji.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, Jumanji's going to continue on Jumanji.
Yeah. And
keep it rolling.
Also
I'll
know
vote for
where you're
Jumanji.
going.
Yeah, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
The Accountant and the Lobster.
Oh,
All right. We'll see. Steven.
It sounds like a weird movie, The Accountant and the Lobster.
Yeah.
It's only easy since I've only seen one of them. So, but I do, since I did like The Accountant, it would be cool to see if they ever did a crossover between Ben Affleck's in The Accountant and Jason Bourne. So I'll go with The Accountant.
Yeah, they can both be considered like not really autistic. Jason Bourne just kind of has those like weird tendencies, kind of. But yeah. Richie.
Yeah, I defend the Lobster. I think it's slightly weird, but I'm gonna go The Accountant.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, I do like both of these movies, but I like The Lobster slightly more, so I'm going to go with The Lobster.
Yeah. And Austin.
Yeah, The Accountant pretty easily on this one.
Yeah. See you later, Yorgos Lanthimos, or whatever your name is. Get out of here. Let's have The Accountant. Let's go. Yeah.
Next up, we've got Logan versus Deadpool.
Ooh, that's a good matchup right there. Dang.
It's like Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Both these deserve to be in it, man. Sucks. They can't be.
Richie.
Yeah.
I'll slightly, just I don't know why. I'll go slightly Deadpool.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, I like both of these movies. So I'm going to pull the logic other people have done before. Logan is good, but Deadpool was a 2016 movie, so I'm going to go slightly Deadpool.
Well, yeah, sometimes when it's a tough decision, you can go that way, yeah. But Austin?
I'm kind of in the Malcolm logic. I'm gonna go Deadpool.
Not a good night for me. Logan.
On the other one with the tournament,
Steven?
the tournament of people, ones that have been a tournament fights. So
Steven.
I guess just for that really funny opening credit scene, I'll give it to Deadpool.
All right.
And Logan is the first one from the 8 that is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And breathe.
Don't breathe.
Versus Kung Fu Panda
3. All right.
Yeah.
Two very similar movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 3, I still don't like Don't Breathe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll go
Austin?
Don't Breathe. It'd be harder if it was the first or second Kung Fu Panda, I'll say that.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Kung Fu Panda movies, but I'm not over the moon about them. So, Don't Breathe. I've never seen Don't Breathe, but I want to. So yeah. Steven?
Don't Breathe.
Yeah. Richie?
If there was a horror movie of Kung Fu Panda, it would be called Don't Breed because they don't like to fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't breathe.
Samuel
Alright.
Jacobs disappointed in all the animated movies getting knocked out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even the Chance to Beyond tonight, but he had something come up. So
Got Hush
Yeah.
versus Kubo and the Two Strings.
Mm.
all right, and it's Austin.
Yeah, this is tough. I'll go Hush because it's underrated.
Yeah, never seen Hush, and like the thing that just made me not like rush out to see it is that I don't know that much about it, and I don't recognize a lot of the cast either. But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be great by any means. I just like that's just why I didn't like choose it to watch. But and I did choose Kubo to watch though, and it was great. So I'll vote Kubo. Yeah, Steven?
Kubo.
Yeah, Richie?
Hush.
Yeah, and Malcolm.
Yeah, I've got to go Kubo.
All right, I think it'll be Kubo. Right?
Kubo,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mission
Fallout.
Impossible Fallout up against Hunt for the
Okay.
Wilder.
All right.
Jordan.
Yeah, like I mean, I love both of these movies, but like I already said it before that Fallout like is like my third or fourth favorite, which isn't saying much. I mean, they're all like spectacular, almost every Mission Impossible movie. So I'll vote for the Hunt for the Wilder People here. Yeah.
Steven.
Fallout.
Richie
Fallout.
and Malcolm.
Both these movies were filmed in New Zealand. But Hunt for the Wilder People was a 2016 movie, so Hunt for the Wilder People.
I was thinking that logic.
Sure, yeah.
Fallout's so good.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, but in this case, I like Fallout more, so Fallout.
Yeah. Well, it'll be Fallout. It's one of the ones hanging on.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Got Miss
Who's that?
Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children up against Fences.
All right,
All right.
Steven.
Steven.
I haven't seen either of these. Fences looks like it's the better of the two, so Fences.
Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fences, I guess.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Fences.
Yeah. Austin.
Fences is the better of the two, so Fences.
Well, on paper, like to me, because I've never seen either one. Like Fences kind of looks more boring, like one of those dialogue-heavy movies that compared to Miss Peregrine's. But I just heard Miss Peregrine sucks, so I'll go with Fences.
Yeah, but if you're interested in seeing Denzel being like a kind of cranky old man, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
like
Well, maybe
just
like it
being,
depends how it's done. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like that could be either like really boring or it could be great. It just
it's
depends.
it's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's
Oh,
exciting.
nice.
Yeah, him and Viola's chemistry is really good. So
Yeah. All right. Is that the end of that one?
Yep.
Yep.
That's it on
All right. So we
that
got the first
side.
half of our
Do you have all of those?
Sweet 16.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Did you write them down, Malcolm, or do you need me
Alright,
to?
now on for the other side.
Well, I mean, you've got the bracket, so you can get them.
I did
Yeah,
write
you
them
can
Yeah,
down,
you got the bracket, so you got them. All right.
You can get
Yeah,
it after
I can
the episode
easily.
even. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing it anyway. So, all right, Richie's up first for Tarzan and Barbershop.
They're gonna have some
Tarzan.
interesting bad matchups.
Yeah, we're gonna have some like some mediocre movies making it into the championship. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tarzan, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
You,
Malcolm.
I just remember the last of the championship chances reaction to win I'm
Yeah,
going to go
you-
Tarzan.
you're lagging a little
Yeah,
bit.
you're flagging him a tad if you can hear us,
Yeah.
but yeah. I'll go Tarzan.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I haven't seen Tarzan, but I saw Barbershop, and I actually kind of had fun with it. I mean, it's not saying it's like amazing, but yeah, I'll vote for Barbershop. Steven?
Tarzan.
Yeah. It'd be Tarzan.
All right.
Tarzan.
Yep.
Tarzan meets Jane in the next round.
Uh-huh. Lights out.
That's
Big
It's
Dragon.
Dragon. Okay.
All right.
All right. Malcolm.
It's decent.
Pete's Dragon.
Yeah. Austin.
Lights Out.
Yeah, like Lights Out is like surprisingly one of my favorite horror movies. Like I can't remember if it made my 128, but it was close. Like it was like right before that because I thought it was a really unique concept. So I'll go Lights Out. Steven.
Almost want to go with Pete's Dragon just for Redford, but you know what? I did actually really like that short, so
Yeah.
I'll go with Lights Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Richie.
I'll go Lights Out.
Yay.
Mhm.
And
I
it's
love Lights Out, yeah.
Pete's Dragon.
All right. Yeah.
The Black
Black
Coat's
Coat's
Daughter.
Daughter.
Up
Richie.
against
Oh,
Richie.
jeez.
Oh man. This is the weird matchup for me, like the weirdest one.
Yeah, I'm up first. I'll
Yeah.
just go with the logic of Black Coat's Daughter is like kind of a horror movie, so I'd be more interested to see it. So I'll go with that.
Yeah. I have seen one of these. It's Bridget Jones, and that's why I'm voting for Black Coat's Daughter.
Mhm.
So, Steven?
Other than it being an A24 movie, I actually don't really know anything about the Black Coat's Daughter, but I'll still go with it.
Yeah. It's like no one's seen it, but it's gonna
That's
probably make
fine.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
it won't
Richie?
go anywhere in the championship round.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It probably won't
Yeah.
even make it out of the first round, so whatever. It's
No.
fine. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. Richie?
No, I'll go Bridget Jones. Why not?
Yeah. And Malcolm?
Yeah, I mean, I love Bridget Jones' Baby, but I'm going with the logic is if I put it through Black Coat's Daughter, it'll give me something to try and find to watch for the championship. So Black Coat's Daughter.
That's
Yeah,
true.
sure. Yeah. That is true. So Black Coat's Daughter.
Yeah.
Well, would have gone through either way, but yeah.
I gotta see if it's streaming anywhere.
Yeah.
Black Coat's
Not
Daughter.
that I'll have time because right before the championship tomorrow, I'm going to a advanced sneak preview of Plane, so I'll let you guys
Oh,
know
yeah?
how that works
Oh,
out.
nice. well, it's probably going to be on Showtime if it's A24. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Some A24 movies are on HBO Max, but I don't know if the
Hey,
Black Coat's Daughter is.
Maybe Plane
Yeah.
will be another January surprise. You never know.
Yeah,
It
right.
Could be. Could
You
be.
know what?
Fun.
I enjoy most of Gerard Butler's action.
I like.
movies.
Yeah, I'd rather watch one of his movies over like one of Liam Neeson's like generic,
yeah, and
It
action
depends.
movies. So
But
I'd be in.
But anyway, we've got Nerve versus Jane Got a Gun.
Mm.
I was going to say that
that.
just really quick. That Plane trailer's been popping up everywhere now. Like just starting within the last couple of days. Whenever I'm online, it's just popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
but
Jordan.
I think that I like the concept of Nerve better than Jane Got a Gun. I haven't seen either one, so I'll vote for Nerve because the same logic as Malcolm had. Like if it's in the championship, maybe I can watch it. So yeah, Steven.
Even though I haven't seen it, I'll go for Nerve.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, Nerve.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah, I really do have some nerve to put these movies up against each other.
Yep. Some nerve.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'll have the nerve to vote for Nerve.
Awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right.
All right. Eddie the Eagle.
Sully.
Sully.
Oh,
Oh, that's a tougher one. Yeah, that's a tougher one. Okay.
Yeah.
Steven.
Sully.
Yeah.
Eddie the Eagle.
Okay.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Yeah. I think Jacob would murder us if we vote out Hugh Jackman again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
I'll give a slight edge to Sully, but it's close.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen Sully, but I saw Eddie the Eagle multiple times in theaters because I worked there and I saw it once and I'm like this movie's delightful. Like I need to bring more people to see it. So I brought my parents, then I brought a couple of friends. I saw it like 3 times in theaters, but granted, it was when movies were free for me. So yeah, Eddie the Eagle.
All right. Eddie
So
the
yeah,
Eagle.
it'll be Eddie the Eagle.
Okay.
All right.
Arrival up against Everybody Wants Some.
See where this goes, Richie.
Yeah.
I'll go Arrival here, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to make it vote to win. But I'll go Arrival here.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm.
Yeah, Arrival deserves to be in the championship. Arrival.
Yeah. Austin.
No, it doesn't. Everybody wants some.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I actually like Everybody Wants Some better. I've seen both of these, so Everybody Wants Some. Steven.
Arrival.
Yeah. Well, it'll be there.
I like how the way
Tried,
you said
Austin.
Arrival. You said it really sexy. You're Arrival.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I try to say it in a way.
Rival.
I try to say it in a way that, well, I mean, come on. Obviously, I'm going to vote for Arrival.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to troll people, you could have just said Everybody Wants Some of that Arrival.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
better watch out.
You watch out, Jackie.
Jackie.
Better watch out, Jackie. Yeah. Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Malcolm.
Yeah, this is actually really tough for me. These are both close together for me, but just slightly, I do like Jackie more. Apparently,
Yeah. Sure. Austin.
Better watch out.
Yeah. Like I haven't seen either one, but I have seen that Jackie trailer, and it intrigues me. So Jackie. Steven.
Jackie.
Yeah. Richie.
You like Jacqueline Moore, Malcolm? She was a good wrestler. Yeah, Jackie Moore was pretty good. Anyway, I'll go Better Watch Out.
Yeah, Miss Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, good wrestler.
Yeah. Man, the randomizer gets some weird stuff in and some other stuff not in. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven
Magnificent Seven
and Green Room. That's a tough match. Yeah. I'm up first. I'm gonna ride the underrated Magnificent Seven train on this one.
Well, it's spite vote for Civil War, Green Room. Let's go.
You don't even like Green
Wow.
Room.
No, I don't even like it, but spite vote because Civil War.
So
I thought you would have.
You
I'm
like
surprised
Magnificent
you just.
Seven. You don't like Green Room, but you're voting for Green Room.
Yeah. I am.
I mean, funny enough, I thought you would have spite voted Green Room because it took in Hacksaw.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Hacksaw Ridge, but like I like Civil War way better. So,
Steven.
I'm Steven.
Magnificent Seven.
Richie?
Yeah, it's not going to work for you, George.
No.
Magnificent Seven.
No, I didn't think it would, but that's fine. But,
Yeah, I haven't seen one of these and don't like the other, so Magnificent Seven.
yeah. The movie I like better, I went through anyway, so it's fine.
So the one outside, yep. Okay.
Yep. So we have our Sweet
16. So now anything goes. We'll
yeah,
see
so
what
now
happens.
anything goes. Now we can have some fun.
Yeah.
If we want, yeah. But
All right.
Jungle Book versus
Jungle
Jumanji.
Book versus Jumanji.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Jungle Book.
Oh,
Yeah,
two
nice.
jungle movies. Yeah.
two jungle movies. Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
Me first. Yeah, I think I like Jumanji better, so I'll go with Jumanji here. Steven?
Jumanji.
Yeah. Richie?
Jungle Book, because it's 2016.
Sure, yeah. Malcolm?
Yeah, I like Jumanji, but they're both in the championship already. So Jungle Book, because it's 2016.
Yeah. Austin, you got to decide.
Who gives a shit? Jumanji hasn't won a tournament yet. Jumanji.
Yeah. That's not. No.
Had Jungle Book won a tournament?
No.
No.
Neither one of them have. So who gives a shit about the 2016 logic?
Yeah,
It's a tournament.
yeah,
It's a
right.
tournament.
I don't understand that logic in general, why that should even matter, but it's fine.
We've got the Accountant versus Deadpool.
Ooh.
And I mean, I only use that logic if it's both movies are alike. So.
Yeah, sure. Who's first? Steven? Okay.
The Accountant.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, I'm going to go The Accountant here.
Yeah. Malcolm?
I'm going to go for the Accountant, as Josh McCougar would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Austin?
I'll go with The Accountant.
Wow. I'm pretty surprised. I would have gone Deadpool. Like, man. Like, the kind didn't blow me away that much. So
I
I mean, it's good.
This is
Definitely
not
good.
Jordan. This is not Jordan's night.
No, it is not. I'm starting to
I
feel
mean,
a
I
little
think
depressed.
if I remember rightly, I think Deadpool has won a tournament. The candidate probably hasn't too.
I
Has
don't
it
know
won
if
before?
Deadpool has. I don't know. My phone is updating right now, so I'll let you know in a minute. But
Yeah.
started one of those like auto updates. But I'll look at the
Oh,
list.
yeah.
I don't think Deadpool's won a tournament.
I don't think so either. But anyway,
Oh. Oh.
But we've got Deadpool
Uh,
up against Kubo.
Don't breathe up against Kubo.
Yeah, don't breathe. Yeah.
You said Deadpool. It's don't breathe. All right. Richie.
Yeah. You need at least one
don't
animated
breathe.
movie. Come on. Malcolm.
Kubo.
Austin.
Don't breathe.
I'm gonna go with Kubo because it was great. Steven?
Yeah, let's get at least one animated. Well, I mean, they're both, I guess, already in, but I do like Kubo more, so I will say Kubo.
Yeah. One at least a little further, yeah.
Kubo.
All right. Kubo. Kubo and his 2 strings bands.
Fallout.
Fallout up against
Fences. All right.
Fallout.
All right.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm going for Fences.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
swings
awesome.
for the fences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing for Fallout.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll do the same thing here. I'll go for Fallout. Steven?
I mean, if I had seen Fences, I might go with Fences, but since I haven't, Fallout.
Yeah.
Okay. Richie.
Richie.
Yeah, I'm going to defeat the purpose of my logic in the last round. I'll go Fallout.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. There we go.
All right.
Stevens,
Tarzan
Tarzan and Lights Out. Okay, this makes it easier.
Yeah.
I mean, did you want to
Yeah.
vote Tarzan?
No, that was gonna
Lights Out.
Lights
Yeah,
out. Let's go.
Yeah. That say at least the Tarzan thing made it way easier for that one. That's fine.
Slaughter up against Nerve.
All right. I'll go first, and I guess I'll say Nerve. It's fine because the concept's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll lose against Lights Out in the next round. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about Blackcoat's daughter, so Nerve. I mean, I don't know much about Nerve either, but it just sounds more intriguing. So, Steven?
Yeah, Emma Roberts kind of fell off like the off the face of the planet or something.
Oh, these are both Emma Roberts, I just realized.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I'll go with
yeah.
Nerve.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, I'll go Nerve.
Yeah. Malcolm?
Nerve.
All right. Nerve.
There you go. Nerve is like getting a lot of like clean sweeps. It's very strange.
I know.
Of
Yeah.
all the
Weird.
movies.
Yeah. Of all the movies. Wow.
It's had the
Eddie
best
the
luck.
Eagle versus Arrival.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I think I know what's going to
Tough
happen.
one. Jordan.
I'm not sure.
Eddie the Eagle, because it's freaking great. Like, it's like really charming. So, yeah. Charming and inspirational and funny and all that stuff. But, Steven.
I mean, Arrival is far and away my favorite movie of the year, so of course I'm going with Arrival.
Yeah. Well, Richie?
Please welcome the arrival of Eddie the Eagle to top 8.
Yes.
Eddie the Eagle.
Go. Malcolm?
Yeah, I'm going for the movie that's really great, Arrival.
Mm.
The Eagle, sure.
Yeah. What's going to be?
Yeah, I'm going for
Awesome.
the movie that's really great. Eddie the Eagle.
Yep. It's really great. Yeah.
At least
There you
Arrival is in the championship, but I gotta see
Yeah.
who's on the show to know if it has any chance of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I have to look at the group and see who's in there. Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
think JPO's there because he asked about what's in the championship.
Yeah, JPO's
Yeah,
JPO's in on Arrival, so you got something there.
And then we have Brian Nussbaum coming back for one more. Those are his like 2 for the month.
And then Malcolm, maybe, and then Chase, your buddy Chase, right?
Yeah, my friend Chase, who is a manager of a movie theater. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
okay, well, I don't know if he's a fan of.
Yeah, so we'll see. It might come down to him
I
or
don't-
Brian. Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know. Like I don't know. he's that big on like the more pretentious movies. So I don't know. So
We'll see.
I
All right.
actually don't really find that movie to be that pretentious.
oh, I
Yeah,
think
it is.
it's very pretentious. Yeah. But
Steven, you're up first for Jackie, Magnificent Seven.
I mean, I've seen Magnificent Seven, so I'll go with that one.
All right.
yeah. Richie.
Magnificent Seven.
Yeah. Malcolm.
I've seen Jackie, so I'll go with that one.
Yeah. Austin.
I'll go with the good remake of Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, and I won't do any more spite votes. I just did the one. I'll go with Magnificent Seven. So, because it is good. It's like mostly though, like the movie kind of like just structured as like one big fight scene and them gearing up for that one scene, but the scene goes on, and it's great though. Like I actually like this.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, when you actually clock it, that final shootout is like almost an hour. It's crazy.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
like, it goes
Yeah, it's
on for a
really long.
time.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
All right, Jumanji versus The Accountant.
Yeah.
Okay, Richie.
The Accountant.
Malcolm.
Jumanji.
Yeah. Austin.
This one's close. You know what? I'll go The Accountant.
Yeah. And I would go with Jumanji.
All right, I'll go with Steven.
Steven, I think I know where you're going.
I enjoy both of them immensely, but I gotta go with The Accountant.
All right.
Okay.
Kubo and Richie Fallout.
All right.
Oh, this might be the toughest one actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Well,
not easy.
You got a few seconds, Steven, because Malcolm's up first. So
Yeah.
I'm going to bring back the logic of Fallout's a 2017 movie. It's already in the championship, so Kubo.
Yeah.
Actually, Fallout, I think it's 2018.
Yeah.
18.
It's still a holdover.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, Malcolm, you idiot. No, just kidding.
No.
and it's a holdover for a reason because it's awesome. Fallout.
Yeah. I want to champion Kubo because it was great. So Kubo.
All right, Steven.
You're like an Amber's trophy.
Because I don't know which one to. I will. You know what? I'll give it to Kubo.
Yeah. Kubo.
And I'll say Kubo.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Kubo.
So the other one we got, I think it's Lights Out and Nerve. Fucking Nerve for having the easiest goddamn bracket of all time.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. The easiest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first and easily go Lights Out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Easy.
Nev ever against
Lights Out.
Arrival?
No.
Oh, was it okay?
Yeah.
Jordan's voting for Lights Out for sure. I know that. Steven.
Yeah.
I'll say Lights Out.
Yeah. Richie.
Yeah, nervous like if you're playing like Mario Kart, but you've given yourself like all the like the bananas and all the power ups, and no one has any, and so
right.
it's as a really smooth ride.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it ends here. I'll go Lights Out.
Yeah. Like if you have a star for the whole entire time. Yeah. Yeah. Malcolm.
I'll totally be that person if I played Mario Kart so Nerve.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, it'll be Lights Out.
Lights Out. Yeah.
Give us a dog for Lights Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie the Eagle and Magnificent Seven. That's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Jordan.
Yeah, I just love Eddie the Eagle. I just really like the way Taron Egerton plays the character, which I think is like pretty true to how he was in real life. So I'll go with Eddie the Eagle. Steven.
I mean, Eddie the Eagle does look really good, but I've seen Magnificent Seven, so I'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Eddie the Eagle.
Ooh, it was close.
It's close, and I'll go with Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, I figured that's it.
All right.
Well, got a final four.
All right,
man.
Steven's up first for Kubo and accountant.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one of these should have been on the other side.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
Kubo.
Yeah. Richie.
The accountant.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Kubo versus his accountant sounds like an interesting crossover movie.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Kubo.
Yeah. I'm awesome.
I'm gonna go with the accountant and the 7 strings.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, accountant's the one pulling all the strings in that movie, but I gotta go with Kubo, I think. So,
All right.
we Kubo. So we did get an animated movie in the championship. Yeah.
Richie, you're up for Lights Out, Magnificent 7.
Yeah.
I'll go Magnificent 7.
Yeah. Malcolm.
Magnificent 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Lights Out really good, but when I revisited it recently, it didn't hold up as well, so I'll go Magnificent 7.
I'm just shocked, man, that the Lights Out made it this far.
Well, I mean, did you see that side of the bracket?
Yeah,
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, you're gonna be too shocked, yeah.
That a good horror movie made it past a lot of shit. I mean,
yeah. Yeah, but Lights Out's great. Like I love Lights Out. Like I go back to it all the time, so I'll vote Lights Out.
Steven?
Yeah, Steven.
Magnificent 7.
All right, Magnificent 7 against Kubo in the finals for this. So
all right,
start with Malcolm.
Kubo.
Yeah,
I'll go Magnificent 7.
Awesome. I'll go with Kubo. Steven?
Kubo. Damn it!
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it got far. It got the founder treatment. I'll go Magnificent 7.
Yeah. Well, they're both unique movies, so we got a unique one in there. Which I'm pretty happy about because I want to see at least one animated movie in our 200th episode. So, yeah, we got one.
I gotta see. We got other animated movies.
Yeah.
Emperor's New Groove got in there. 5 Goes West.
I'm just saying for the next one for like the 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with that one, we're gonna do a big 128 celebration. Throw them all in there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we really finalized how we wanted to.
I think we should do it that way and just throw in even all the other ones, just to again like throw for these trips down memory lane. You know what I mean? And then do like a big giant.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
One. You know, I mean, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse will be in there. You got a few in there.
Yeah.
You got a few of them.
But for that, I've actually got to brush off.
Okay, get your plugs out and get out of here. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. You can find me on Tech View Productions. I host Rankum. It's going to be on Saturday night this week, but normally it's on Sundays, and it's going to be top 12 movies made by Blumhouse. And you can find me all over the place, popping up on the Movie Hero Network from time to time. So
yeah. Thanks for doing the brackets and all that, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Yeah. But yeah, that was fun, guys. So we'll just finish up with the rest of the plugs. So we'll start with Steven. Where can we find you?
All over social media. My name's Steven Shepard on Facebook. Stephen A. Shepard on Twitter. I think it's Steven Shepard 82 on Instagram. I forget what my handle is on Letterboxd.
Search your name.
And I know I don't remember when it is, and since Malcolm left, I can't ask him. But I know I'm supposed to be on a random match pretty soon, and then you've got my top 128 at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's coming up. Yeah, sounds good. And Richie, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on here, Total First Tier Ranker. I'm not sure what my next episode is, but probably my championship round.
The
championship round is next Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably that. yeah, and that should be fun. Yeah, you can find me. Yeah, here in Turanka. Then you can find me doing wrestling trivia on Combat Wrestling Trivia on Chris Cass's Twitch channel. Just type in Castifer. Yeah. Then you can. I'm also on JPO's channel doing trivia, movie, and wrestling. Yeah, and I run a podcast with my friend Robert Cameron. We talk about trivia movies. And yeah, the last episode that just came out was Evil Bong, and we're gonna record Day of the Warrior tonight sometime. That might be tough because man, that movie is brutal. I don't have much to say about it. Yeah, it's a horny director who secretly I think wanted to make a porno but couldn't make a porno, so he just it just
Interesting.
People fuck for no reason. Anyway, just because they can, and anyway, it's like a teenager's version of a movie. It's like, but except the dude who made it was like in his fucking 80s. Anyway, yeah. So, well, maybe not at the time. It was pretty old. But yeah. So look forward to that. Yeah. Other than that, I'm around. We might be hopefully next week we'll work on a date where we got Lonely Marks coming back. So we're going to talk about best 2022.
Oh boy, do we have a year to look forward to now with the breaking news tonight? So
I know.
Oh god, I don't know how much WWE.
So now,
I don't know how much
now,
WWE
now
watch.
the Saudis own WWE, so there you go. Here we go.
Wow, yeah, that's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
Yeah,
Oh my god. So we have a big breaking story to talk about next week. So yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be. I don't know how much WWE I'm gonna watch, but this year now.
Gonna-
But we'll see
Gonna
what
piss
happens.
a lot of people off. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. But I mean, we've got good best of to talk about, so that should be fun, and a couple of worst ofs. That also can be fun to talk about. Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that, and yeah. Other than that, I'm around doing bits here and there.
Yeah. Sounds good. And Austin, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm always posting on here, but then I think me and Wolfman actually locked down Thursday night around 8 Eastern on his Mega Movies with the Z channel. We're going to do kind of our horror 2022 wrap-up show. We're just going to bring up a bunch of the different horror movies and have a little conversation about them, and I'm sure we'll talk about Bodies, Richie for a minute. I don't know what he thinks of it, so maybe he loved it. I don't know. But we'll talk about it.
I hope that I know you like 820, I like 824, but just
Well, he loves Halloween Ends, so we've already had that conversation. Well, we already had that debate, so we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about Halloween Ends on the show because we already had a whole stream about that, so we're not going to. But we'll talk about some other stuff and run down some of the other movies, here and there. So that'll be fun because so I saw there was more good horror movies than bad, so that's always a good year.
That's always a good year.
More good than bad. So,
and I mean, this year's starting off good. I heard Megan's pretty good, so hopefully.
I've heard he loves. I've heard surprisingly good things about it, so I'm also going to see that probably in the next week or two. Yeah. So hey, if that's good and maybe Plane will be a nice surprise. Missing was awesome. Maybe it'll be a good January. Start off the year good. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
So who knows? I'll let you guys know about Plane tomorrow night. But we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see how it is, But yeah, for me, and you can find all things for the channel at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on my personal Instagram a lot more actually. I'm promoting things for the channel, Jordan83616. And then we're not going to have any kind of poll in the Facebook group like we usually do, but after tomorrow's championship, we'll do the Elite 8 for the whole thing in the Showdown Friends and Family group on Facebook, so you can find that within the next couple of days once we get to that, because we're doing the championship tomorrow, and then we won't have another episode until Sunday when we're going to be starting our animation tier ranker. So it'll be fun to get back to a tier ranker, and I have everyone confirmed for the episode. For Rachel Silvestrini, I gotta just try to lock her down. She's very, very busy, so hopefully that'll work out. Fingers crossed, because she said she was going to put it in her calendar when I first talked to her. So, and then I mentioned the Patreon because we just did an episode for our Patreon that was our top 12 movies of 2022. So if you go over to patreon.com/movie hero, you can find that there. You got to be a member of the Patreon to see it. And we got a few other things in the works for some Patreon stuff. We just haven't decided exactly what's going to go on Patreon and what's not. I know we're going to be doing another draft. That's going to be our animation draft for TV shows. So that might go on the Patreon. We haven't really finalized it yet, but we'll let everyone know on the social media. Just keep an eye out for that. And then I'm going to be doing another gaming stream and a snack hero probably Thursday. What I'm thinking, either Thursday or early Friday. So to watch for that. So that'll be coming up. And then just a little preview of what we have going on for tournament fights and tier ranker. Let's see. So after this Sunday, we're doing our best movies of 2022. We finally getting to that. So if any of us have any last minute stragglers we want to watch before that, we can still maybe fit a watch or two in there. But and then we'll be getting to Richie's championship that we mentioned. That'll be a week from this Friday. We have movies set completely off of Earth, so we're doing a sci-fi episode. We got best Brad Pitt versus Leo DiCaprio in movies for our tournament fights versus. And then we'll be doing Steven Shepard's Top 128 Part 1. So that'll, I think it's at the end of the month. And then we have our Family Feud match. It'll be Martin Sheen versus Charlie Sheen versus Emilio Estevez. And then we get into our Best of 2015 series. And then I'll just
fucking Apocalypse Now needs to win a goddamn tournament already. If it doesn't win that tournament overall, those guys' filmographies.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I don't know, man. I love
my head,
the,
it would come down Apocalypse Now and maybe like
Hot Shots Part 2. It'll be like Hot Shots Part 2 versus Apocalypse Now, and everybody will vote for Hot Shots Part 2.
Are you forgetting that Martin Sheen's in The Departed?
In The Departed? No, I'm just saying like that, or like, you know, I feel like there's a good chance some good movie like Wall Street or something, but like it'll end up being like Hot Shots will fucking win the whole thing, or Mighty Ducks 2 or some shit. Like win the whole thing over like a good, like a really.
Well, classic. You never know. I mean, anything's possible. So
I mean, if it's an Emilio Estevez movie, then it's got to be Judgment Night.
Yeah. Well, although I will say Breakfast Club has a good shot if that's in there, so we'll see. Huh? You never know, things like that.
Well, it depends on who's on the panel, because for that one, I'm still trying to find a couple of people. So if anyone wants to jump on the Family Feud match,
yeah.
Well, actually, funny enough, I already have you down, Richie. So,
you did? I forgot. Yeah. Right, cool. I'm on that one. I'm on that one. Come on, another stakeout, which is not really big.
Yeah, right.
Well, I actually like another stakeout.
Or let's go Repo Men.
Yeah. Or like, what's the one crazy night movie with Emilio Estevez?
Judgment Night. Is awesome.
Yeah, Judgment Night. Great. Let's go Judgment Night. Yeah, but yeah, and then I'll just throw in the best spy movies coming up. That's just the last one.
You got The Outsiders in there. There's some good stuff.
Wanted to mention, but yeah.
I've never seen Young Guns.
That's some good stuff. Yeah,
you know what? I've never seen Young Guns 2, so I should probably watch that for that episode.
Yeah.
Give me a reason.
Definitely better than the first one, I would say.
Oh boy, Ferris Bueller's Day Off will be in there.
Yeah, for some reason you guys are like not high on it. I don't get that. But
I love it.
It's fine. Yeah, same. But yeah, that'll do it for us tonight. So thanks again. I'll be looking forward to the championship tomorrow. It'll just be a half bracket, so hopefully it'll be a little shorter. But in terms of full on tournament fights, this episode didn't go too long compared to other ones. We're just over 3 hours, which for a lot of shows it might be long, but for ours that's actually decent. So yeah. So but anyways, yeah. For Steven Shepard, for Richie, for Austin Pez, for Malcolm Lay, I'm Jordan the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.